You're looking at the beautiful Chicken Ranch Resort and Casino just outside Stockton, California, in north central California, known for great produce and a great history of fantastic fighters that continues tonight inside the ProBox TV ring. A great card from top to bottom. DeMichael Harris versus Anthony Cuba. It got hot at the weigh-in. DeMichael Harris, very big for the weight class, a knockout puncher. But Anthony Cuba, an up-and-comer, a lot of guys are looking at, a fantastic boxer, very, very slick. And let's face it, he's mad tonight. Next up, Emiliano Moreno from Long Beach, California. Undefeated in his young career. Great combination. Long, tall, rangy, and explosive. But Cesar Francis has the experience advantage. He's been in big fights. A great defensive counter boxer. A big step up for Moreno. Can he pass the test tonight? And in our main event, Gabriel Flores Jr. versus Jose Arellano. Gabriel Flores, of course, an amateur with all kinds of accolades heading into his pro career, looking for a reset against Jose Arellano, who wants to be at that elite level. What does he have? ProBox experience. That means he is used to very tough fights. He's got one in front of him tonight. Welcome inside the Chicken Ranch Resort and Casino. Jimmy Smith alongside Paulie Malignaggi. Chris Algieri had a personal issue. He will be at our next fight. We're thinking of you, champ. So a great main event we have in front of us, Paulie. One of those where the loser takes a big step back. Doesn't matter who it is. Flores Jr. has kind of the resume. He's the guy everyone was looking at. A couple of tough losses. Ariano, tough as nails. We've seen him here in ProBox before.
You know, Ariano's been at this level, and the reason we bring him back despite his mixed results is because he's always in a tough fight. He's always in a good fight. He's always entertaining those fans at home. And for those of you that have watched ProBox TV for a while, you know that already. With Flores, he's a guy who's been to a higher level. You know, he's been in championship fights. He's been at a higher level. He comes with the amateur accolades and all that. But when he's gotten to that level, he's come up short, and it's been a consistent thing for him at that high level. So he's looking to bring it back down a notch, look good at this level. Not an easy fight against Arellano, like I said, if you've seen him. And if he can look good here, maybe he'll earn some stripes to look to maybe be more favored when he steps up again. But if Arellano can win, well, you know what? Arellano's been dying for that opportunity at a big fight. And so this is his chance. And that's why you said this fight is so important, because in a main event like this, the winner can go far.
Yeah, it's one of those things when Flores has to take a step back, when he's put on his heels, which he was in those two losses, he's a different guy. Does Ariano have to start fast tonight?
You know, Ariano typically does start fast, and he typically likes to put you on your heels. The only thing is he's better at 130 pounds. Flores is a bigger 135-pounder. Can Ariano make the physicality work at this weight, or is Flores just going to be too comfortable with a guy smaller than him pressing him? That'll be the key thing, and we'll see. And we'll probably find out early in the fight, because Ariano starts fast. So we're going to see if that pressure has success or not from the early going.
Talking about the ability to have success early in your career, Emiliano Moreno from Long Beach, California, undefeated, but Cesar Francis, the experienced guy who's a counter puncher. This is a stumbling block kind of fight.
Stumbling block kind of fight, but it's also a necessary step up. You know, listen, Moreno's been in pretty tough. You know, he's like you saw in that interview, we were watching earlier. You know, he's got a couple of undefeated guys on his resume already. You know, so he's not come up. It's in exactly an easy way, but this is more the solid veteran now you're getting. You're not getting the hungry undefeated guy. You're getting the solid veteran who's been there. He's not totally shot. I mean, listen, Francis is not looked at as a shot fighter yet. He's looked at maybe as a little bit past his best, but he's got some things in his style, you know, some craftiness, comes from those New York gyms, has some good power, has had a big knockout on ProBox TV in the past. You know, the only thing I have questions about Francis is if the intensity gets tough, because Moreno is a very intense guy, can he withstand the heat? That's the only thing where Francis, as he started to fade later in his career, has started to show subtle weaknesses towards, is that intensity starts to make him break a little bit. If Francis is able to deal with that craftiness could be a bit of a test for Moreno, but again, a necessary step up.
What I'm curious about, watching Moreno fight, you see the length, you see the combination, you see the ability. He likes to scrap, Paulie. Yeah. A lot of times he takes those advantages away by moving forward and getting into a firefight. Is that his weakness as well as his strength?
Bro, I feel like it's also in the blood. You know, I know Mexicans like to say that, but also Mexican Americans still have the same blood. You know what I mean? Right. And Moreno has that scrappiness to him. You know, he's got the physical tools that you say, you know what, this guy could probably box on the outside, look good. But now he likes to be in there in the heat. You know, he likes to be in the mud, get dirty, and he wants to take you down there with him. again, Francis is crafty. He can walk you into some stuff if you get too reckless looking to take it down in the mud. But at the same time, Francis can be overwhelmed. So that's going to be the key thing to watch for in this fight.
Yeah, the show stealer might be that third fight. When you look at DeMichael Harris taking on Anthony Cuba, they got into it at the weigh-in. There's some pushing and shoving. Took a little, rubbed his face just a little weird. Got a little awkward there. But you like that, what you call spice. You like that in a fight.
You know what? I like bad blood. Both of these guys are at the prospect stage of their career. They both have records that, will show that they are prospects. So both, you have that belief in yourself at that point. Your future's in front of you. You're optimistic at that point in your career. And you really feel like you can get there. And everybody's standing in your way. You really want to consume them. They both had that mentality yesterday. There was the bad blood, and we're going to deal with it in the ring tonight.
And we're starting out, of course, with our card here outside Stockton, California. It is a great night from top to bottom here. The fighters are making their entrance now. Jenna Creason taking on Samantha Gintin. Getting out of work. 4 rounds in the super lightweight division. Only 18 years old is Creason. Gintin, 34 years old. You see the weight, fighting 140 pounds. Creason has trained in MMA in every style, but how is her boxing? We're about to find out. Lupe, get us going.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the magnificent Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. This is ProBox TV being presented to you by, in association with Robert Garcia's House of Champions, and being sponsored by Bet Online, Wild Casino, Miller Lite, 96 calories, great taste, less filling, taste like Miller time. Tonight's bouts are being sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. Our chairperson is Pete Villegas. Our executive director is Andy Foster. We start this contest set for 4 rounds in the super lightweight division. Este duelo, 4 vueltas en la división peso super ligero. Our judges scoring the action are, we have Brad Tsukamoto, along with Mike Rinaldi and David Hartman. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, presentando la esquina azul, vestida de azul con vivos blancos y rojos, presenting the blue corner. She enters wearing blue with white and red trim on the scale. She registered an official 140 1/4 pounds. Sobre la báscula, marcó un peso oficial de 140 libras y un cuarto. Esta noche acepta el reto y entra al cuadrilátero de ProBox TV por segunda vez a nivel profesional, con una victoria y un knockout tonight. She answers the call and comes into the ProBox TV ring with 1 victory and 1 KO. From Las Cruces, Nuevo Mexico, and fighting out of Houston, Texas, Samantha Gintin. In the red corner, en la esquina roja, vestida de negro con vivos color rosa. She steps in wearing black with pink trim, her official weight, 139 pounds, su peso oficial, 139 libras. Esta noche, esta atleta de multidisciplinas sube al cuadrilátero de ProBox TV con 2 victorias, 0 derrotas, ambas de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Tonight, this multidisciplined combat sports athlete enters the ultimate proving ground in professional boxing, the ProBox TV ring, an undefeated fighter with 2 victories. Both of her victories coming by way of KO. From Visalia, California, Jenna the Jam Creason. Our referee, Dan Stell.
Ladies. Listen up, ladies. 4 rounds. Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, come out the belt, good luck to both of you.
Ready for our first fight of the night. Jenna Creason versus Samantha Gintin. You heard it in the introduction. Creason trains MMA, jiu-jitsu, everything, but started boxing at age 8, so she has faith in her hands. Underway, round number 1.
First righty right away. We see the opposite stances here.
Gintin in the black, white, and red. Creason in the pink and black.
And Creason looking to be intense right away. And you can see that she's 18 years old, right? So you can see that youth excitement. It's like it applies to the women and the men. she's looking to start fast. And of course, with the women, I think that's been an advantage. With 2-minute rounds, you got to get that work going right away. See Ginathan with the veteran mentality, trying to take her time, trying to maybe set up some traps off that jab.
Creason leaning in already with that right hand. Best weapon against the southpaw. Ginathan's an athlete, transitioned to boxing, got in comparatively late, but you'll see the size disparity there. Creason's had to go up and down in weight in order to get fights. She's kind of used to being a smaller fighter, but she's a more aggressive fighter in round number 1.
Yeah, Creason being smart, coming in low, and Ginathan doing the opposite, actually backing up high, and it's making her, backing up straight and up high. 2 things you don't want to do. You don't want to back up high, and you don't want to back up straight either. And that's caused her to get caught with those shots as Creason followed in.
Doing a great job of smothering so far the taller fighter.
Oh, got to be careful with the clash of heads, and that's the thing with lefty versus righty.
Box your head.
Creason
Box your heads. Let's go.
A little clash of heads there.
At 32 amateur fights, did Creason.
And Creason, for somebody who does a lot of different arts, sometimes, I look for the footwork. Sometimes when people do too many different types of fighting arts, their footwork is kind of messed up in boxing. But Creason really, you can see, she's not kidding. She's been boxing for a long time because her footwork transitions well into the boxing. When she pushes off her back foot nicely when she's entering the fray, entering the pocket. She's landed some good punches here in the first round.
Not have grappler's feet, looking good so far in round number 1.
Your timing off. Hey, tighten up your defense and don't let your hands go. Make her work. You're waiting on it. She giving you exactly what you was expecting, a little double jab in the right hand, but you're getting caught with it. You lost that round. All right? Use your jab just to even nothing else to play with the hand. Time on when she comes.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Round number 2 about to get underway. 2-minute rounds in women's fights in California.
After you're done, do something. When you're on that side, move. Hook. Don't just move. Hook. Hook. Out of the way.
Thank you.
Okay. One more tap.
Seconds out.
Creason's corner. Jenna Creason from just down the road, Visalia, California. We're underway at round number 2.
I think Ginathan is going to have to, try to work on getting off first and being accurate because her counterpunching is not really worked on Creason. There it is there, though, with a nice counter left hand. She's going to have to start reading off that as well, right?
Nice jab to go with it.
And there she did that well. She forced Creason back. I think she's going to have to start taking the initiative and being the boss. She let Creason boss it too much in the first round, Jim. Good shot again, although Creason responds.
Also, Ginathan won her first fight by knockout just under the 1-round limit, minute 50 in round number 1. So this is the longest fight of her professional career.
Let's go.
See a battle for that real estate. As Creason a little shorter, she wants to close that gap. Ginathan would like to keep it out here, but again, she's gonna have to be busy at this distance to prevent Creason from getting comfortable closing the gap.
Also low with that lead hand, Paulie.
Yeah,
A lot of blind rights have been getting over the top.
One opportunity Ginathan does have is to throw a left uppercut because Creason comes in a little bit low and she's intense but she comes in straight through the front door. So Ginathan could set up a left uppercut there, but I haven't seen her throw any as of yet. And of course, when you go straight back, you got to be careful because Creason will attack. So a little left uppercut on the inside there.
Certainly a better round for Ginathan in round number 2. Winning the round, but certainly a better round in round number 1.
Yeah, close round here.
been busy.
Tighten up your defense. You close the gap, let your hands go. You keep trying to force the two. The two is there.
We're back inside Chicken Ranch Resort and Casino, round number 3 of this women's fight. In between rounds, the corner of Ginithan said, hey, time that power shot. She's going right into it. As you were saying, Paulie, she can time it properly. She's certainly the bigger fighter.
Yeah, and Creason,
some success in round 2 with
her. Yeah, there was some success. I thought she had a good round here. Creason was intense. I think another good thing Ginithan did that went a little bit unnoticed is she parried a lot of the shots Creason came in with, using some savvy defensive techniques. So let's see how each one adjusts here for the third round.
Creason has been the aggressor throughout this fight. Ginithan bigger, but playing the counter-punching game.
Sometimes what's happening to Creason is she smothers herself. She comes in too much and smothers herself, and then she tries to back out again, and Ginithan's hitting her on the way back out. Sometimes she lands well, but sometimes she smothers herself.
What they say in the gym, Paulie, never watch your work.
Yeah.
Get in, get out. Creason said she would not fight intimidated. So far, she has not.
Oh no, not
really moving forward.
I think when you're young, you're too. It's bliss, you're a bit ignorant to be intimidated.
You can't be hurt.
Ignorant in a good way,
Miss those days, Paulie, but it is true.
Yeah, you feel invincible. Oh, good shot there from Ginithan. If Ginithan's given time, she can command well. I think it's up to Creason to keep the intensity going if she's gonna end up winning this fight. And I think at this distance, Ginithan likes to have that mid to long range boxing.
Hasn't done a whole lot with the lead hand. It's been timing the power shot. Because Ben lead hands have been kind of on the way out. That was a good shot.
Step back, box.
Oh, good shot there from Ginithan. She's starting to time those shots well.
Stop. Step back. It's not Russell, ladies. Let's go.
Creason is she's a very active fighter, but she has to concentrate a bit more on the accuracy. Ginithan not as active, but she's starting to get more accurate with the shots. Not as active though.
You could say definitely throwing cleaner punches in round number 3. This is probably the toughest round to score so far because Ginithan did land the cleaner shots.
Yeah.
But as you said, Creason, the busier fighter. Let's take a look at it.
Creason does land there. And you see there, nice little sidestep. Again, a nice little savvy move there with the jab and then sidestepping as Creason was trying to walk in. She walks into nothing because the sidestep, and then she gets hit with the left as well. A savvy move there by Ginithan. And you can see the two different mentalities of the fighters, right? You see Creason is young, energetic. She wants to just bury Ginithan in activity, while Ginithan is a little older. I want to take my time and then see what I can set you up with.
Picking her spots. This is the 4th and final round in this super lightweight fight. Only 2-minute rounds.
I think it could be an important fight here, an important round here.
Yeah. Last round could have been for Ginithan. Second round comparatively close. Who finishes strong? That is the question. And Creason in the pink and black from Visalia, California. Samantha Ginithan from Las Cruces, New Mexico. She says, I'm going to fight New Mexican style. She's been the counter puncher throughout this fight. Good shots. Nice 1-2 combination. Talk about timing, Paulie. She's starting to get it.
Yeah. And that she's using that long jab. Now she attempted a check hook on the out. Good left hand there as well. And you can see Creason's energy is not the same. Good right hand there by Creason, but Creason's energy is not the same from the first round. And when Creason has to slow down, now it becomes more of a technical fight, and it starts to be advantageous to Ginithan.
Some blood from the nose of Creason.
Because Creason's not getting her head off center. You fight, especially when you always want to keep your head off center regardless. When you're fighting a left-hander, you really want to keep your head off center even more so. And she's taking some shots because her head is dead center even when she's coming in.
I know Chris Algieri isn't here, so we got to say it for him. A little over her skis.
Yeah, exactly.
Little off balance is Creason. Little over aggressive.
And Ginithan has gotten better and better after a good start of this fight by Creason. I feel like Ginnivan has really started to assert herself more, as Creason didn't show a lot else besides energy. You know, she has the fundamentals as Creason. I think she can be taught. It's just all she knows is energy and intensity. And when you take that away from her, she doesn't have a lot of ideas.
This could be one of those. If we end up with a split decision or a draw, perhaps.
I think 4 rounds, 2 minutes.
Yeah, 4 rounds, 2 minutes. You just said it, Paulie. That man, a couple more rounds kind of separates.
Yeah.
The technical fighters from the ones that, as you said, just have energy.
Ginnivan's savvy though, crafty with her defense. Ginnivan's been, with the gloves, with the head movement, sidestepping.
Ginnivan finishing strong in round number 4. Question. Only 4 rounds, as you just said it, Paulie. 2 minutes. This could go either way.
I'd like to have seen them fight 6 or 8. That sort of would have separated them a little bit. Good fight. Good entertaining scrap.
And they both fought to their style. The 18-year-old starting out very aggressively. The 34-year-old picking her spots. And that started paying dividends in round number 3.
Yeah, it did. It did. And I thought she had a very good round 4. Even 2, you could already see she changed some things from the first round.
Could be headed for a draw with a 2-2 round.
I think it could be a draw. I think if somebody has to win, I lean more towards Ginnivan, but I wouldn't be shocked at a draw either. Round 2 was close.
See you today. Hell of a fight.
Also, Ginnivan, as she said in the fighter meeting, started comparatively late. She said, I was an athlete and I wanted to do other things, and I ended up going to a boxing gym. You see those fundamentals, Paulie, that you developed starting, in your early teens, 10 years old, 9 years old. Those fundamentals are not quite there, but she does have that athleticism, just an eye for when to throw that big shot.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Creason, because she's so energetic, she's not thinking so much. And sometimes that happens when you're young. Well, Ginnivan, a little older, she's, okay, let me take my time and let me think this through.
Well, to end all suspense, Lupe Contreras has the scorecards. Let's hear what he has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going all 4 rounds inside the ProBox TV ring, the official scorecard reads as follows. Damas y caballeros, después de completar las 4 vueltas, esta es la decisión oficial. Judge Tsukamoto scores about 39-37 in favor of Ginnivan. El juez Tsukamoto anotó 39-37 a favor de Ginnivan. Y los jueces Rinaldi y Hartman entregan tarjetas idénticas de 38-38. Judges Rinaldi and Hartman turn in identical scores of 38-38. This bout is a majority draw. Este duelo es un empate mayoritario.
Not surprising. Right up my alley, right? Yep. One judge that did have a winner had it for Ginnivan. The other 2 had it a draw. It's kind of what I was leaning towards, either a draw or a Ginnivan win.
All right, so if you're Ginnivan's trainer, is it, look, great, start a little earlier, maybe do a little more to lead him?
You got to understand you're in a 4-round, 2-minute fight, 2-minute per round fight, so it's imperative that you start fast. You don't have the time. You could see if this fight was a 6 or 8 rounder, Ginnivan would have had more advantages. So if there is a rematch in a 6 or 8 rounder, even Creason can work on some things to be able to make her intensity last a little longer. And Ginnivan has the advantages in a longer fight. So I think there's adjustments to be made for both. I would like to see them fight again.
I would love it. As you said, a 6 or 8 round fight where you separate that style. Creason came in very aggressive, but we saw that as it required a little bit more footwork, a little bit more of this. She didn't quite have that yet, but she can get it in the gym.
Yeah, exactly. These are things you go back to the gym. Both girls really can go back to the gym and pick up some things.
You see the potential. We'll be back. ProBox TV inside Chicken Ranch Casino when we come back.
Your next ProBox TV Contender Series fight comes to you on March 8th from Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California. In the main event, Arnold K-Guy risks a shot at a world title as he faces all-action Dangerman and multiple-time world title challenger Joet Gonzalez. Luis Correano Torres' return to ProBox against Nicholas the Axeman Walters.
Welcome back here on ProBox TV, Chicken Ranch Resort and Casino just outside Stockton, California. By the way, till I was 9, I grew up in San Joaquin Valley.
Yeah.
Just outside Visalia, right? Visalia was the big city to me. That tells
That's
me
where
anything.
the Creason was
That's
from,
where she
right?
was from.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
boxers out of Visalia.
Good stuff.
Great stuff in the Valley here. Another fighter from the Valley, Salinas, California. Andrew Rodriguez, 5-0, undefeated in his young career, taking on Kevin Soltero from Kansas City, Kansas, also undefeated, 3-0, just getting started. Young Bucks, got to get ready for those undefeated kids coming up, especially on ProBox TV. 50-50 all-action fights, what we pride ourselves on. Take a look at the tail of the tape.
Yeah, even the prospects get tough fights.
Young guns, 21-19. Rodriguez, a slight height advantage. Reach exactly the same. Rodriguez just a little bit more experienced. Soltero coming in, representing Kansas City. Says he got great work coming in tonight, looking to extend his record to 4-0. Lupe, get us going.
We continue with the action here at Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. This is ProBox TV being presented in association with Robert Garcia's House of Champions and being sponsored by Bet Online, Wild Casino, and Miller Lite. This contest, 6 rounds or less in the super flyweight division. Este duelo a 6 vueltas en la división peso super mosca. Los jueces son, the judges are Brian Tsukamoto, Michael Rinaldi, and Dan Stell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 undefeated fighters, but someone's gonna take an L tonight. Presenting first, the fighter in the blue corner. He enters wearing silver with black, presentando en la esquina azul, vestido de negro con color plateado, su peso oficial, 116 libras y media, his official weight, 116.5 pounds. He enters the ProBox TV ring, undefeated with 3 victories. 2 of those victories coming by way of KO. Esta noche sube el cuadrilátero invicto a nivel profesional con 3 victorias. 2 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. From Kansas City, Kansas, Kevin Soltero. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing white with gold trim en la esquina opuesta, vestido de blanco con vivos dorados. Detuvo la báscula a un peso idéntico de 116 libras y media. He tipped the scales at an identical 116.5 pounds. Igual que su rival, se mantiene invicto a nivel profesional con 5 victorias. Una de sus victorias por la vía del knockout, like his rival. He too enters the ring undefeated as a pro with 5 victories. One of those victories coming by way of KO. Reppin' East Salinas, California. Superfly, Andrew Rodriguez. Our referee, Michael Margado Jr.
Listen, guys, this belt line looks good here. Everything here and above, just that the letters and above is a legal blow, okay? This belt line looks good. Everything here and above is a legal blow. You both receive your instructions in the dressing room, okay? Let's have a good, clean, hard-fought bout. Fight by the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. God bless you both. Let's go, baby.
2 undefeated fighters. You heard the roar for Rodriguez. Of course, a local boy, Salinas, California. There he is in the white, ready to go. Soltero said it can be tough getting the sparring to eat out in Kansas City, but I am ready to go tonight. We are underway, super flyweight division. Oh, nice right hand from the get-go.
Yeah, these guys dig right in.
Rodriguez talked about pacing. A lot of guys talk about the aggression in the early rounds. He did. He talked about, I'm going to box this guy and move. He's not used to a fighter like me.
Fine.
Soltero, the brawling the boxer so far.
Yeah, Rodriguez landed a good right hand a few seconds ago, but Soltero was quick with that left hook counter. So, and you can see he's keeping position and trying to close that gap and trying to make him uncomfortable.
Already some swelling on the left eye of Rodriguez.
You see that mental and physical pressure Rodriguez is trying to apply. If you watch when Soltero's trying to apply, when Rodriguez is throwing punches, you know, Soltero doesn't really give a lot of ground. He tries to slip or catch right from where he's at. And when you start to feel like you can't get a guy off you, and when you can't get him to back off, it starts to mentally wear on you a little bit.
Something you see all the time is punch in the middle. If you got a guy who punches combinations, punch in the middle. Soltero, no problem punching in the middle.
Yeah, and Rodriguez with some quick hands, but needs to calm down just a little bit. You can see Soltero's more calm and more deliberate with his pressure.
Rodriguez was a junior Olympic silver medalist.
He cuts off the ring nice too there. You see Rodriguez moved over and Soltero nice cutting off the ring.
But had a great amateur career, and then I kind of got caught up in the streets. I walked away from boxing and came back to it. Had a couple amateur fights and then turned pro. When he saw the other amateurs that he was beating in the gym, ended up doing great things in the Olympics, things like that. Brought him back to boxing.
Nice jab hook a few seconds ago from Rodriguez. He's got to be more consistent with that. He's also got to make them count a little bit, maybe follow up more. Because you can see Soltero not giving ground, and Soltero also not losing position even when Rodriguez lands. So it's keeping the mental pressure and the intensity on top of Rodriguez when Soltero does this.
One of the things with a young fighter, Paulie, is do they know what they're good at? Soltero knows what he's good at. He's staying controlled. He's not trying to do too much, not trying to dazzle you with the footwork, but he's hitting hard.
And you can see understanding the position game it's inside the ring, that comes with a lot of experience. And you can see Soltero has that amateur experience, and Rodriguez a little bit less experience than the amateurs.
Soltero, 50-plus amateur fights. Like I said, not on the level of Rodriguez. Rodriguez was in more national tournaments. That was younger. Man, quick with that left hook, Paulie.
Yeah, he looks at timing well. Rodriguez tries to put punches together, while Soltero tries to time in between.
Great stuff so far for the boxer from Kansas City. He didn't come here to lose.
Boom, can't do that because he's gonna shoot, bro, and he'll jump half step back and fucking practice it. Look for that. Tighten up the defense a little bit more. If he's catching you when you want to fucking sit there, bro, don't sit there for him. Keep working his ass. Behind your stick. How you feel? How the legs? You going at that rate? Push that pace. He never want to fight.
Round number 2, man, a lot of action in that round number 1. Paul, you said at the beginning, man, they're coming after us.
Right? Well, that's the thing. Soltero brings the pressure, and that mental pressure a lot of times will make you feel, if you're not calm, will make you feel like you got to fight it off of you. You don't necessarily have to fight it off of you. There's different savvy things you can do. You can initiate a clinch. You can, make a couple different looks as opposed to just moving. Give a high look, give a low look. That'll make the pressure guy sort of stall a little bit. And Rodriguez does not using any of the other tactics, so he's feeling like he's got to fight Soltero off him. So it makes for a fast pace because Soltero's looking to break you and by pressing you, and Rodriguez, the only way he knows how to react is to fight that pressure off.
Now, once again, Rodriguez talked about boxing. Soltero has come in with a power game. We're willing to brawl.
But again, boxing requires a lot of other things, not just punching. And a nice jab there by Rodriguez, and he gets out of the way of the counter right hand. But why is that counter right hand even getting off? Is because Soltero's constantly holding that position well. So you've got to throw that position off. Nice shot there again by Rodriguez.
Put your hands inside, you guys. Watch your hands.
You see, notice the position of Soltero. Even when Rodriguez lands, it still remains in a danger zone, and it keeps pressure on Rodriguez.
A cut around the left eye.
Clash of heads.
Clash of heads. That's not good.
Best thing for Rodriguez right now would be that they stop the fight on this cut. Otherwise, he's on his way to taking his first L.
Unintentional. All right? You sure?
That placement doesn't look good, Paulie.
Yeah.
It is already leaking all over the place. Sense of urgency for both fighters at this point. It was because of a clash of heads.
He's already wiping it away, too. So keeping it physical, making it physical.
More combinations now from Rodriguez. Soltero stepping forward.
And again, Soltero, the only way he knows how to keep this off him is to fight Soltero off him. And you have to have more than one way to skin a cat. Rodriguez only knows how to fight the pressure off, and it's not working for him. And again, wiping away that blood. Best thing for him in the corner will be they stop the fight and they will go to the cards, because it is a bad cut. It is getting smudged all over his face because the pressure of Soltero is moving the blood all over the place because he's throwing landing punches.
That was 110 into this round. Clash of heads took place. But it's almost as though, too, Paulie Soltero's felt the power of Rodriguez and said, I can walk through this.
Yeah, and you can see that. He's very strong with the positioning. You know, a nice shot there from Rodriguez, but again, you see where Soltero is. His positioning doesn't break. He steps right back in and keeps pressing.
He's not a footwork guy as they exchange body shots with the right hand.
We call that mental pressure. You know, it leads to physical pressure, but it's also mental pressure. It creates a panic in your opponent if he doesn't have savvy ways of holding you off.
Under 30 seconds left to go in the round.
The body shot there from Soltero right underneath.
In a round where Rodriguez, I think, fighting better, but cut because of a clash of heads. Hasn't quite found a way to relieve the physical pressure of Soltero.
Right here, come over the top. The right hand will fuck. It'll catch him there. Just set it up. Nice. Boom, boom. Over the top. It's there for you. He's going to be trying to protect that dude. Push him this way. Push him this way to walk him into that. All right? How you feeling? Feeling good? Looking good.
We're back. Round number 3. Taking a close look at the corner. There's the cut. You see around the left eye. Here's how it happened in round number 2.
And you see that. Again, a very intense exchange, and there it is. You see the right hand of Soltero got around the neck of Rodriguez and kind of pulled the head in as Rodriguez was trying to maybe slide underneath that right hand.
Over there.
This is when the doctor's going to look at it. What happens is at the corner, see if they can stop the bleeding, and the doctor looks at it, see if it's possible to continue.
He's good.
Pretty simple. He's good.
Okay. Let's go. Time in, Terry.
That person in the corner did a great job, by the way. See how long it lasts. Soltero now has a target for that right hand. And probably veteran fighters have trouble when they start bleeding, let alone a guy, 5 fights into his career.
Yeah, and it's compounding because Soltero's applying that mental pressure. Rodriguez not fighting bad. Listen, he throws some nice shots, he lands some decent punches as well, but it's not affecting the mentality of Soltero. You got to do stuff to frustrate your opponent to where his mentality and his game planning and the mindset is affected. Even the things Rodriguez is doing pretty well, it's not affected Soltero. Soltero is consistent with what he does, and that's why he's got the advantage in the fight.
And now Rodriguez sticking and moving. The blood has started flowing again.
Nice counter.
Nice right hand. Soltero stunned for the first time.
And that's the thing. You hold your position well. You got to make sure you don't get hit clean. That's one of the risks of holding position. You're always in position to give back danger. But at the same time, if you mistime something, you could get hit with a good shot.
Paulie, we were discussing this at dinner last night, you and I, about guys who can hold position, but the danger is you can take clean punches.
Yeah, and that's that just happened right there with Soltero. But you see how his mindset is. His mindset is to get right back on it and continue what he was doing. It didn't affect his mindset yet because, again, Rodriguez has to do more than land what could be just a lucky shot or just one big shot. You got to have different ways to skin a cat, as I said before, and deal with this pressure. And the only way Rodriguez has shown it's gallant, it's brave, but the only way he's shown how to fight this pressure is just to literally fight it off.
But it's such a ProBox TV fight. 3-0 versus 5-0, and these guys are fighting with everything they have.
Good right hand there from Soltero. You see, you can give different looks, especially when the action stops. Good right hand from Soltero. Soltero's starting to land more and more right hands. I don't know if that's the cut being affected, the vision being affected of Rodriguez's left eye, but Soltero's getting more and more accurate with those right hands.
Coming up with that left hook.
I think he has a better base, solid base with Soltero.
And with equal reach. Both these fighters 69-inch reach. Rodriguez a couple inches taller, but does not have a reach advantage in this fight.
Rodriguez Soltero with a good left hook on the inside. Right hands on the outside. Good left hook again. He shows that good left hook on the inside. On the outside, he closes range well with a pretty good right hand.
As we said from the beginning, he's not trying to do what he's not good at. It's inside, hands up, good left hook and right hand. 10 seconds left. And what has been a barn burner of a fight. Local boy under a lot of pressure as they head back to the corner. Paulie, is it one of those things where at this point you kind of start questioning how much you got? You're undefeated, but man, this is a tough one.
Yeah, that was a good right hand there from Rodriguez, and that was a good point on Rodriguez to hold his position there when he did that. You know, but you see, speaking of position, you see what Soltero does. Every time Rodriguez throws punches, he's looking to be in position to give something right back. You do start to question it, Jimmy, but at the same time, there's a lot of heart on the part of Rodriguez, and he's young, he's undefeated. He's going to have this mentality to fight Soltero off him.
Like what you see on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, I'd say subscribe to the app. You know, the app is free.
Best way to watch it.
And the more subscriptions we get, the better the fights we can bring you guys, the better the products we can bring to ProBox TV. And I think the more people talk about ProBox TV, the more app subscriptions we get. This kind of product that we love to bring the fans only increases in quality and in numbers.
Round number 4, ready to get underway. Saw the cut woman doing her job on Rodriguez. Done a great job in between rounds, but as you said, that right hand's going to open it up every single time.
Yeah, because it is a bad cut. The work they do in the corner is actually good, but the Soltero's right hand is also good. Yeah, Rodriguez not fighting a bad fight. You know, this is just, you know, it's a tough matchup for him. And maybe he's in a position being in Kansas City. He talked about how he's got trouble finding a lot of sparring. It's not a great place for boxing. And, you know, maybe it's just one of those things where he is a pretty good fighter, but he's not had the chance to mature properly and how to take this kind of tough fight a little too soon, because he's not a bad fighter. You look at Rodriguez, he's got the heart, he's got the determination, puts punches together nicely. It's just, you know, he's a little bit overmatched, but it's one of those things where this fight came maybe a little too soon in his career, but he's a kid that can be developed.
But Soltero in the black from Kansas City. Good left hook. He's the one from Kansas City.
But I remember Rodriguez talking about he wasn't getting a lot of the work, right?
But when you look at it, if Soltero was in the gym wars in L.A., getting that slickness, that movement, man.
Yeah.
You talk about,
he's a fighter made for that. Yeah, he's a fighter made for that. You can see he has the mentality for that. I think that also comes from that amateur experience he was talking about.
Left eye getting worse for Rodriguez. And as you said, Rodriguez not doing bad when he throws in combination. His footwork is decent. It's hard not to, as we say, score blood. And right now, Rodriguez's face is an absolute mess.
Yeah, and also the two things that really will get even a layman is the blood and the pressure, the guy coming forward, right? So a lot of times if you don't know how to score a fight in exact ways, you know, the layman will go with blood and will go with pressure. And that's what, and I'm not saying that's necessarily right all the time, but in this particular situation, it would be consistent. Good right hand hook by Soltero. Nice shot as he came over the top of the jab with that right hand and followed with a good hook. Now body shots, Jimmy.
Starting to wear Rodriguez down a bit.
Rodriguez had a lot of heart, but this is getting more and more physically taxing on him.
Soltero only 3-0. Man, he's impressive.
Yeah, impressive, and also pretty cool as a cucumber, man. I mean, he's not breathing heavy because he's burning less energy. He's forcing, with that mental pressure, he's forcing Rodriguez to burn more energy. Because again, that's what mental pressure does. It makes you, if you're inexperienced in how to deal with it, you're gonna feel like you only can fight it and run, fight it and run. And that's not the only way to deal with it, but if you're inexperienced, that is the only way you're going to deal with it.
Chris Algieri loves to say, boxing's hard. Takes a lot out of you. Soltero throwing punches.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling, Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
Welcome back. Round number 5. This one's scheduled for 6. Andrew Rodriguez from Salinas, California. 5-0, but looking at a very tough climb in these last 2 rounds. Kevin Soltero from Kansas City, Kansas. Paulie, only 3-0. And you talk about his composure.
Yeah, and he cuts off the ring pretty well. You know, not every second, but I've seen him, have moments where he cuts off the ring well.
Ring, you gotta leave it out in that motherfucking ring, all right?
Let's go. You heard that advice. Yep. Leave it all in the mother effing ring.
Go there. Get that out.
2 rounds to go, Rodriguez.
That should be standard. That's the least
standard advice.
That should be the least of what you should know.
That timeout was because there was a towel in the corner. It was not to call the doctor in, which initially I thought it might be. Rodriguez in the white trunks, Soltero in the white and black. So far, this young man from Kansas City, Kansas, looking impressive.
Now Rodriguez showing different looks. You see what he's doing. He's giving a high look and a low look. And look what's happening. Soltero's not pressing because, again, he's got something to think about. And that's what I was saying about there's different ways to deal with a lot of pressure. You can, and one of those is to give different looks. And Rodriguez, by giving a high look, giving a low look, punching off of both of those looks, all of a sudden, it's not that Soltero is in danger, but it's making him have to focus in on a different target now, and he might stop his pressure. And he's done that. You know, it's worked out for Rodriguez so far in this round. There's also, you can initiate clinches, so you can stop the forward momentum, then off the break, you get off quicker because you got the faster hands and faster feet. There's different ways to do it. Rodriguez has not shown them until now, where he has shown the beginning of this round, where he's showing different looks, and Soltero reacted in the way you would expect him to react. He slowed down, but now he's getting back on it.
First time in this fight, Rodriguez has really been able to fight at a distance. It's been a close-up fight.
Again, is he going to give those different look changes again? Changes of look and height? No, he's back to what he was doing before, back to his old tricks, which is just to try to fight the guy off, throw a lot of numbers and run. And that's what Soltero wants. You're not going to break Soltero's position.
Halfway through the round. Soltero now starting to bring that pressure, making the ring small.
Good counter right hand there by Soltero.
Talk about the clinching.
Yeah, but you see there, he wasn't resting. He was trying to fight in that clinch, and it made it awkward. And that's not the clinch I'm talking about. I'm talking about the clinch where you just kill the forward momentum of a Soltero, and then the referee breaks you. And now Soltero, who's got the slower feet, has to restart. So your quicker feet may have the advantage off that restart.
Under a minute left in the penultimate round.
Nice counter right hand there by Rodriguez a second ago, but again, Soltero not breaking position, continues that pressure. Oh, good.
Great left hook. Soltero is wearing this fight so well. No swelling, no problems with his vision. They're under 30 seconds left in the round.
And Jimmy, cool as a cucumber. This looks very, very composed in there. Looks like a real vet. Nice little uppercut on the inside as well.
Over there.
Time, gonna have the cut checked out again. Dr. Mitch Jellin. Put the mouthpiece back in. They're gonna check out the cut. Back we go. 10 seconds left in round number 5. Big shot to end it for Soltero.
The chicken has landed. California's all-new luxury entertainment destination, Chicken Ranch Casino Resort, has hatched. Experience our laid-back luxury hotel, casino floor with views of the Sierra, diverse restaurants and bars that will keep you squawking for more. Now open, the all-new Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. For details, visit playchickenranch.com.
Gotta say, we've had a great time here. Chicken Ranch Casino and Resort. Great rooms, great casino. Food's been good too, Paul. We had a couple meals together, you and I. Discussing exactly this, being comfortable in the pocket. That's been Soltero. You're talking about Buddy McGirt and his coaching style? Exactly this.
And that's been the difference in the fight, I think. Sotero's comfort inside that pocket and forcing the fight in that pocket.
Round number 6. Last round.
Good right hand again. So
would you say Rodriguez needs a knockout in this final round?
I think so, yeah. And again, he's fought a respectable fight. He's missing a couple of wrinkles that, may have helped him out if he had them. He's maybe lacking some experience, but he's not a bad little fighter. He can hold his head up high. you know, in the effort he gave tonight. But Soltero, very, very impressive. You know, he looks like a very poised, mature fighter who, you know, can keep developing and honestly be a real good prospect.
Well, Soltero tonight seems like he's done more with less.
Yeah,
left hook, right hand. Yeah,
that's why I say I'm impressed with him, because he's a fighter who you can already see can go a lot of rounds. Well, Rodriguez, in order to increase the amount of rounds in his performances or scheduled rounds in his fights, good exchange there, a good hook there by Soltero. You know, he's gonna have to, you know, add some wrinkles to his style. Soltero looks like he could be a 10-round fighter right now, you know, which is impressive when you only got 3 fights.
Very impressive, Rodriguez. Throwing some accurate punches, but Soltero right back to it. We talk about that unflappable.
Stop! I got you. Stop punching. Turn around. Let's go.
Can Rodriguez make a stand in this final round? That is the question. Halfway point of round number 6.
Rodriguez fought the whole way, man. He can hold his head high. Just outgunned. Yeah, outgunned. Soltero, very good performance.
And he controlled the real estate throughout.
Yep.
Always moving forward.
Mental pressure.
1 minute left.
You see now he's starting to bully Rodriguez, because again, all that energy Rodriguez had to expend, that mental pressure brought him. Now physically he's worn down, and Soltero's starting to make it a physical dogfight on the inside. See, pushing him back, making it physical.
A cut around the left eye caused by a headbutt in round number 2. Clash of heads. Everything else caused by the fists. Kevin Soltero, who's just been monstrous throughout this fight with that physical pressure you keep talking about, Paulie.
Yeah, that's the thing about these ProBox TV fights. The 2 undefeated guys, they fight hungry. Well, you know, you're gonna separate the levels here, even among hungry, good young little scrappers like these guys.
Crowd's getting a great fight, and they punch to the finish. Respect between these 2 young men, just starting their professional careers. But man, that young man, Kevin Soltero, he had a great performance tonight. The question is, Rodriguez, you see him being worked on. Now the cut woman there, he's the local guy. Yeah. He's in California. He's from nearby. The crowd reacted to everything he did. Yeah. You know how it works, Paulie.
Yeah. You know, it's something to think about. Yeah.
But Soltero bringing it from the outset.
Judges do like pressure, man. Right? They do like pressure. And a lot of times blood can be something that affects the way judges score a fight. And those are the advantages Soltero does have here. He drew blood, even though it was from a headbutt, but his forward pressure never stops. You know? And again, I think the mistake Rodriguez made is to try to fight the pressure off him. You know, instead of using these other savvy veteran tactics, he used it for about 30 seconds in round 5. You saw it work, but you know, you can't just fight a guy off you unless you hit really hard. You can't just fight it. So you've got to have different dimensions to the way you're going to deal with a pressure guy like Soltero, who's very reliant on holding position and breaking you mentally and physically. And Rodriguez just didn't have those wrinkles, but he did have the determination, he had the mentality and the mindset, which means he's teachable for the future. Soltero, on the other hand, I mean, I think this guy's a 10-round fighter in a couple of fights, the way he's calmly gets through the rounds.
Well, how did the judges see it? That is the question. Lupe Contreras has the answer in his hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're going all 6 rounds inside of the ultimate proving ground, the ProBox TV ring. We go to the scorecards. Damas, caballeros, después de completar las 6 vueltas, esta es la decisión oficial. Judge Stell scores about 57-57, even a draw. El juez Stell anotó 57-57, un empate. Superado por los jueces Rinaldi, que anotó 60-54, overruled by Judge Rinaldi, who scored it 60-54. Y el juez Tsukamoto, que anotó 58-56, and Judge Tsukamoto, who scores it 58-56. For the winner, by way of majority decision para el vencedor, por decisión mayoritaria, Kevin Soltero.
Little hometown cooking there.
Yeah, it was one draw, right? So
Yep.
you were right about the hometown guy. You know, so the one judge did edge it a little bit in the direction of Rodriguez by giving the draw, and then one judge gave all 6 rounds.
All 6 rounds to one guy and then a draw to the other.
But I'll tell you what, I thought it was about a 5-1 fight. You know, a competitive 5-1 fight where the scorecards wouldn't have shown the competitiveness of the fight. But even a 58-56, good, you know, solid scorecard. But I don't think 60-54 is blasphemy, because in reality, I thought Soltero dominated the fight, but the action was good both ways. It was an entertaining, you know, pretty one-sided fight, and I think both guys could have a pretty good future.
When you look at it, it's this idea that Soltero showed us a composure that at 3-0, Paulie, you rarely see that.
Soltero looked cool, collected, calm the whole time, you know, and his pressure was consistent. His sense of positioning was consistent as well, and that also not only breaks you mentally, but it also allows you to save and conserve energy yourself, you know, and that's what Soltero was able to do by understanding that position game. Very, very impressive on that for a fighter with just 3 pro fights. And because you're able to do that, that's the ticket to being able to fight more rounds. You have to master that first in order to, if you're going to be able to fight more rounds. Once you master that, then you can continue to master other things. It's not necessarily going to make you a champion for sure, but Soltero has a solid base there to be able, has mastered that part of his game to where you can go fight more scheduled rounds in a fight and get paid more and try to achieve more. Rodriguez, good effort, you know, good mentality. He's teachable, but he's got to be taught some of those wrinkles.
When you look at it in the fighter meeting, one of the things he was asked is, would you be willing to relocate to advance your career after this fight? Mm-hmm. Right,
yeah, something to think about.
Coming to LA, coming to New York, coming to one of the fight centers with a big gym where he gets a lot more work and sees more looks might really help him. So, last year, Gary Jonas, of course, taking ProBox TV to new heights. He did some research, looked at the numbers, and came up with some pleasant surprises. Here he is in his own words.
Yeah, they really were. We just kind of did it after the new year, and I was a little surprised myself because we have to look at a bunch of different sources. Basically, 3 million total monthly views a month. It breaks out with 2 million being the studio content, which is long form. It's not little snippets for social media that get, you know, a bunch of useless views. This is the long form studio content that got 2 million views a month. Which is a credit to you guys. And then we had the 1 million views for ProBox TV fights. Let's take a minute and talk about those 3 million views and where they're split up. If you go on the other side, it's across the website and the app, which is we have 200,000 installs on the app. And it's a lot because nobody has to watch the app. Nobody has to install the app to watch our stuff. So it's a pretty significant number given that they don't have to. And it's Paulie. Paulie's always asking people to download the app. So, Paulie, you get credit for that one. The Fubo Sports Fast channel, they're on Fubo, obviously, Amazon, Roku, Samsung, Tubi. You guys see it on the screen. So it puts us on all the AVOD platforms, and that's obviously a lot of distribution, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of possibility of people to fall on us. And then, of course, the YouTube channel, which, you know, in English and in Spanish, a lot of you guys watch one or the other. You don't realize there's a ProBox TV Espanol. There's 2 channels. So with all that, we just get that much exposure, and YouTube has really been a great partner in helping us grow our brand and have boxing fans find us. And as I was saying earlier, look, we've gone from 50,000 views in year 1 for the events to 150,000 in year 2, which was pretty good growth, but 150 wasn't where we wanted to be. But year 3 across all these platforms, it totaled 500,000, and that's 300% year over year. I'm not expecting 300% this year, but why not? Let's go for it. Let's see what we can get done. But yeah, the confidence, you asked me, where's the confidence? Look, we told the fans we're going to do this slowly but surely. 3 years is slowly but surely. But here we are. The Saturday night shows in Texas and California, D.C. and Philly are a step up. They're more expensive. They're bigger, better fighters. We're paying more, so we're going to get better. Still going to keep it evenly matched in action fights, right? 50-50 action-packed fights. That's never going away. But now we're able to pay more money. We're able to get better fighters and put on better cards. And I wasn't planning on having this this Lubin eliminator and Flaz eliminator. We weren't going to be that aggressive, but, you know, shit happens.
That's about the Erickson Lubin.
That's the way the boss closes it.
Yeah, he does. That's in May. We're looking to put that together in Orlando. It's going to be a fantastic fight, but a great year. We've got to say thanks to all the fans. Paul, you get the credit for always mentioning the app, but the fans are the reason we're here.
Yeah, because, you know, you download the app, man. Like, you see the growth and you see the better product we're able to keep giving you. So, again, tell your friends, download the app. I think that's the most important thing. It's free anyway, and the more downloads we get, the more we can afford to bring you guys. And if you guys like the product now, what we plan to bring will continue to be even better. But, again, we need the growth on the channel to be able to afford that.
And it's been a U.S. tour in Central Northern California. Look at the Bet Online odds. DeMichael Harris, -125. Anthony Kuba, -105. Pretty much a coin flip fight. Paulie, it's like they're catching on to the ProBox way we do things.
the odds makers never can figure out the odds for our fights.
They hate us.
So now look at these kind of odds. Minus and minus. Forget it. Screw all those bettors. We got minus and minus.
Coin flip, we love it. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. DeMichael Harris, 27 years old. Anthony Kuba, 22. You see the height advantage, the weight. Anthony Kuba weighed in over 135. It's a little bit overweight, but the dramatic reach advantage of Harris will be a factor. Lupe, get it started.
We continue here at the Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. This is ProBox TV, being presented in association with Robert Garcia's House of Champions and being sponsored by Bet Online, Wild Casino, and Miller Lite. This contest, 8 rounds or less in the lightweight division. Este duelo, a un límite de 8 vueltas en la división peso ligero. Los jueces, the judges, Brian Tsukamoto, Michael Rinaldi, and Michael Margado Jr. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing black with orange trim. En la esquina azul, vestido de negro con vivos color naranja. Su peso oficial, 137 libras. His official weight, 137 pounds. En su 12º combate a nivel profesional, con 8 victorias, solo una derrota, 2 empates y 4 de sus victorias por la vía del cloroformo. Tonight, this iron-willed fighter enters the ring in his 12th bout as a pro, with an outstanding record of 8 victories, 1 lone defeat, 2 bouts even, 4 of his victories coming by way of KO. From Los Angeles, California, and representing the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, Anthony Tuque Cuba. In the red corner, en la esquina roja, vestido de café con blivos blancos. He steps in wearing brown with white trim. His official weight, 134 1/4 pounds. Su peso oficial, 134 libras y un cuarto. Esta noche, dentro del cuadrilátero de ProBox TV, pone en juego su récord invicto de 12 victorias, un empate, 11 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Tonight, inside the ProBox TV ring, he puts his undefeated record on the line, consisting of 12 victories, 1 bout even, 11 of those victories coming by way of KO. Repping the ATL, Atlanta, Georgia, the Triggaman, DeMichael Harris. Our referee, David Hartman.
Step back a little, gentlemen, step back. Belt lines look good. Right here and up's legal. Right here about mid letters and up, legal. We already had our instructions done in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. And I demand a clean bout. Here we go. Touch them up.
No, Jimmy, I always used to hate when you have a referee that grabs your hands and makes you touch. Bro, let me do the touching. I want to barely touch you. It's a mind game. Let me play the mind game. Don't get into my don't fiddle into my mind game.
Yeah, it's up to me.
Part of barely touching gloves or not touching is part of that. I know some referees want you to touch gloves. That's fine. Then I will barely touch you if I have to. But you know what? I don't play with that mind game, dude. They let the fighters deal with the glove touch.
Or some guys touch it so hard it's like a jab. Boom.
Yeah, whatever. That's why I just used to barely graze you, but that way you couldn't even play that game with me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want nothing to do with you when I'm fighting you.
And the reason the referee asked or demanded a clean fight is this got chippy at the weigh-in.
Chippy, no, but I've seen other refs do that. They grab both guys' hands and they make them touch. Don't touch my hand, dude.
Paulie's getting mad sitting next to me just
because they know there's so much involved in a fight. Yes, there's two guys fighting, but there's so much mental there. You know, you kind of disturb that when you do something like that, you know?
DeMichael Harris on the right in the brown and white trunks.
These two guys, though, you know, going back to what you were saying, Jimmy, some bad blood at the weigh-in. Again, you see the odds makers couldn't figure out the odds. One's at -125 and one's at -105, so you can see very evenly matched fight, typical ProBox fight. Just that the odds makers at this time, they're starting to catch on finally. And both these guys hungry, and both guys feel they can beat the other. You know, Kuba came in a little bit overweight, and I think that added to the bad blood. You know,
we were talking to his coach in the elevator, and he said he didn't make weight, so, you know,
yeah,
Harris was pissed.
Harris was mad. Yeah. The deal was at 135, and Kuba showed up at 137.
Of course.
Stop working it out.
Kuba a bit more of the amateur pedigree. Harris started as a pro late, didn't really have much of an amateur
career. Didn't have much of an amateur career, but Jimmy, really impressive because, you know what, he's only had about 15 amateur fights, but he's been in training camp with Gervonta Davis. You know, the Tank really rates him high. You know, he said that, you know, he's got the relationship with the team. And he said he's learned a lot being in places like that. And you can see his record with 12-0, 11 knockouts. He has the eraser that makes up for the lack of experience as he's learning on the job.
Paul,
crash your head's got to be careful there.
Remember when the coach said that, we said, but Kuba didn't make weight because Harris is so much bigger. I was like, somebody's not going to make weight if I fight Harris. He is gigantic.
Yeah. Both guys today, you can see are filled in. You know, but yesterday, I mean, Harris looks so much bigger, despite the fact that he's the one that made the weight.
1 minute left in round number one. Kuba does not want to be at the end of the punches with Harris.
And Kuba being smart in that he's either all the way in or all the way out. You don't want to be languishing in that mid-range with a guy like Harris because he's trying to set you up off that jab and trying to land a monster right hand. Kuba just misses with the right hand, but again, you see he jump all the way in and he's all the way out.
Kuba's certainly the busier fighter in round number one. Harris looking for his countering opportunities.
Yeah, Harris a little bit stuck in the mud, looking to settle in, and Kuba sort of like a jumping jelly, you know, won't let him settle in.
You talk about yourself in your career. You said I was a range guy. I was in and out. You never really quite knew where I was. Kuba definitely fighting with that style.
Yeah, he's a little bit awkward with it too.
Get out, guys. Stop. I'm holding. Stop holding. Let's for the bell.
Listen, I need you to shoot that jab to the chest and to the stomach because he's getting low every single time. Yeah. I want you to work to your right a little bit, right? So you can take away his... Be first a little bit more. I want you to be first and last a little bit.
Welcome back. Round number two about to get underway.
Take him back, stay low, work the fucking body. And also, watch it because he tries to hit you from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's the corner of Anthony Kuba.
Go.
Trained with Robert Garcia, who's of course in Saudi Arabia right now. Kuba doing a good job boxing in round number one. Said he got some great work, sparred with Rayo Valenzuela. Get ready for this fight.
See the instructions in the corner of Harris by Jose Guzman was to jab at the chest and jab at the stomach of Kuba, sort of catch him coming in. Nice little uppercuts to the gut there by Harris on the inside. He's probably going to have to try to stop that momentum in and out. And also those jabs to the chest and stomach can sort of break that a little bit. Nice jumping hooks there by Kuba. He's getting busy.
Kuba getting very aggressive on the inside. That's Harris on his back foot.
Harris undefeated. Kuba only one loss, and that's to Carmel Moen, who's a very touted prospect in the Mayweather camp. So
that was a war.
Yeah,
a very competitive physical fight.
Yeah, tell you.
Expect this guy to get intimidated. You got another thing coming. Kuba doing a great job walking in, throwing power shots against the knockout puncher.
And it seems like Harris is trying to aim too much. Instead of letting his hands go, snapping that jab, and letting the knockout come, it seems like maybe those mind games played yesterday at the weigh-in, or maybe have an effect on him. He's trying to aim too much, and he sort of gets put on his back foot here by Kuba. And putting the puncher on the back foot also takes away a lot of their energy and their power and their confidence. Right now, Kuba seems to have Harris a little bit befuddled. See, at this range, Harris has to be first with the jab. He cannot be waiting and allowing Kuba to get off.
Great combinations from Kuba. They're trying to answer back. You see the disparity in the hand speed. Kuba looking a lot faster on the inside.
See there, he pushed out that right hand. He stepped in too hard with the jab. He's looking too much to land a big shot. You can see Harris is a bit too much in that mentality that he wants to land that one big shot. I get you falling in love with your power when you have a record like Harris, but he's got to let it flow a little bit more naturally. And Kuba's doing that. You know, Kuba obviously not in love with his power. He likes the numbers game, likes to be physical, and likes to take you out of your game, and that's what he's doing.
You always say it, Paul, you might not be a knockout puncher, but it doesn't tickle getting hit like that.
No. And that's the thing, you put a guy in the back foot, especially when he's a puncher, tends to sort of neutralize the punching power they have.
And also the range advantage being taken away. Kuba's always moving forward.
And Harris not being first with the jab. Whenever there is space, he's got to establish that jab, and he's not doing that. He's allowing Kuba to sort of come in through the front door and back him up. Even here, you got a chance to use that jab. You got to be first with it. He uses one jab, and then he backs up on the ropes and starts to lay off the ropes like a sparring partner. And Kuba taking advantage consistently.
When I think great punchers who are a little bit light, you think Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns had a great jab, and that's how he set everything up.
He had to command the ring.
He knew how to command the ring.
Tommy had that big amateur experience, though. Or at least a lot of amateur experience.
Yeah, you need to work it. Hey, you need to work his body. That way he'll drop his hands, and then you go for the fucking head. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hey.
Sound advice in the corner of Anthony Kuba. Hey. Work the body. Did that very effectively in the last round, Paulie.
Yeah, you see, again, some of the work there. You see Kuba jumping in and out there. He steps out, then he flies right back in with a nice combination. Harris just kind of languishing there, puts his hands up. He takes the last hook well. It looks good for Kuba, but no response from Harris, not even a jab. And there now he's getting busy coming out with the jab. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to get that lead hand going. And don't even force the right hand. Again, he's trying to force some of those right hands. I'd say he's got to establish that lead hand with the jab and then let the right hand sort of be hidden behind the jab where he can mask it and catch something nice. Nice body shots there from Harris. But again, I think even at this range, although his body shots are good, I think at this range you allow Kuba to fight his way back into it. You got to, even when you land the body shots, reestablish that long distance. And instead he didn't. He allowed Kuba to fight back, and what did he do? That makes his mentality go back to the ropes, and now it's Kuba in a comfortable position. Nice right hand by Kuba. If your name's Triggaman, you got to pull the trigger.
Got to pull it.
You got to pull the trigger.
Young man
and Harris is not doing that.
Kuba, the young man from Fontana, California right now, opening up.
Stop holding him.
And Paul, you see it all the time. Amateurs is where you kind of build the fundamentals. You get all the toolkit and you add to it. You see a little bit that Harris, starting late, was a pro as an adult, doesn't have the depth of skills. He'll do a couple things well. Yeah, Kuba's doing a lot well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Kuba's also just burying him in activity now. And again, the lack of experience comes into play here because Harris doesn't have a lot of methods to defend against this besides just keeping his hands up. Kuba's starting to really put hands on him a lot.
Remember, this one's scheduled for 8 rounds. We are halfway through the round.
And again, it just looks to me like, though the big punching power of Harris is there, I've heard a lot of good things about this guy's punching power. He's aiming the shots. He's big right hand there from Kuba. Kuba's taking full advantage. He's fighting naturally. Kuba's just letting his hands go, taking what's there, nice counter left hook there. Taking what's there, and he's taking control of this fight.
Gotta give your opponent a reason to back up, and so far, Kuba has not had a reason to back up, even against the power puncher and Triggaman Harris.
Trigger's looking at flinch now in there. So now fighting his way back, and that's not a good sign because he hasn't done a lot of fighting, so he's already looking to clinch when he's up against the ropes. And he's starting to be worn down by this.
Yeah, look at that. That push sent him halfway across the ring.
Yeah, Kuba's starting to boss this, and he's starting to both mentally and physically boss this. Again, looking for an uppercut when it's not there from 6 feet away. Again, Trigger and Harris knows he's a big puncher, but he's looking too much for the one big shot. He's got to be more natural and know how to hide these big shots. And Kuba's got him so frustrated that he's not doing that.
Right now, the Robert Garcia trained fighter seeing everything go his way.
Yeah, if you're training in the Garcia gym, you're getting a ton of heavy sparring. So this kind of fight is like being in your living room comfortable for Kuba.
Just another day. Beautiful stuff. And a look back from Kuba, as if to say, you put hands on me at the weigh-in, this is what you get.
Yeah. Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird, bro. Why are you making it weird? Replay the action last round. Kuba in control again.
You see the bloody lip of Harris, but again, you see he's a nice hook right hand there, and Harris just up high on the rope. Good counter hook there from Kuba. That was a no-look shot. And here's the push there. Again, starting to physically feel like he's bossing it. Good warning by the ref to keep things in check here. This could fall out of control really fast.
He's taking it back and taking it back.
Literally the psychology of pushing your opponent around. I'm bigger, I'm stronger.
Yeah.
What have you got?
And also you can see it's the body language thing, right? Kuba has that confident body language, confident demeanor about it. Yeah, I'm bullying. Harris not reacting well to it. He's already being worn down physically, and when he doesn't react well to those kind of pushing and whatnot, it gives Kuba more confidence to say, hey, my bullying is working, because look at his body language. He's breaking underneath the body language. After all that bad blood yesterday, now he's breaking right in front of my eyes.
Round number 4 scheduled for 8.
Harris started last round with some good jabs. This round he's not busy, and Kuba's actually had an easier time getting closer there already.
This is about start of round number 4 when that especially the body work. Kuba's doing great work to the body. Start slowing fighters down, Paul. You start feeling it right about now.
But even here, you got to start
right hand.
Gotta be first. Good little short right hand there by Harris. Harris believes in himself. He landed something decent there, but again, looking too much for the big shot, too much in love with your power. It's got to flow naturally against a fighter like Kuba, who, is savvy himself. When you get these hungry fighters, they're not opponents. You're not going to hit them and they're just going to go away unless you knock them out cold. So, these guys are hungry too when you fight a fellow prospect. So, you're not going to, big combination there by Kuba. And again, Harris just languishes on the ropes.
Shelling up, but Kuba knows how to get around that and out and in. Once again with that footwork, in and out.
And
great control of range.
Even Harris, if he's walking forward, don't cross your feet. You got to keep your feet in position to be able to punch at all times. Instead, he's squared up on the ropes here, and it's Kuba again.
Cut around the left eye of Harris now.
Yeah, I don't even think that's from the butt. I think it's just constant punches landing here.
Referee has not indicated that it was because of a clash of heads, so it's caused by a punch as far as the judges are concerned.
And you see Harris is the one trying to hold, and Kuba's the one trying to continue to fight, And in the meantime, the urgency needs to be on the part of Harris. He's behind in the fight, but it's almost like he's having the fight beaten out of him. Yeah, instantly, when Kuba gives space, instantly Harris should be on that jab. Instantly she should be able to start dictate. Instead, he's not. He just waits for Kuba to jump right back in and pummel him some more.
Big man has the reach advantage, but the range has been dominated by Anthony Kuba.
And now that jab is looking lazy, Jimmy. If he pushes it out there, a second ago he threw that jab, he just kind of pushed it out there. That's not gonna do you any favors either. That can work against you, because that can be counted.
No punch.
Looking for the big shot again, not hiding the power. No feints, the subtle things that you need to start establishing in a fight like this. And it's just getting away from Harris, and it's some very nice work being done by Kuba, who's won this fight mainly on effort, but also on mentality. He's wanted to be the boss in the fight. He's had that in and out style. Early on, he had a solid game plan, Jimmy, being all the way in and all the way out, and it was working for him.
done a good job, too, of kind of clinching when it looks like Harris is starting to get going with his combinations.
He's cognizant of the heavy hands of Harris. So, you know, he knows I'm either all the way in or I'm all the way out. I'm not going to hit him and then kind of lay there at that middle range where he can return fire. And that's, if you look, that's what Kuba's done the whole fight. Throws a nice combination. When he's out, he's all the way out. But he'll jump right back in if he needs to.
Great combinations throughout this fight for Anthony Cuba.
Combination on the ropes, and that was Harris, hands out of position as well. Took it, and look at Harris's body language. It's not that I need to return fire. It's that, oh man, let me just lay in here for a second and get a rest. And, you know, a rest from what? Just from being beaten out, because he hasn't done anything really offensively himself.
And you don't get the sense that any one punch is doing that much, kind of slapping shots, but enough of them start wearing down.
Yeah, I mean, Cuba has 4 knockouts and 8 wins, so it's not a huge puncher, but it's the mentality. He's also 8-1. He's a mentality. He's at a good level of opposition.
A little bit of concern in Harris's corner, you think? They're certainly urging their guy.
I think at this point, yeah, a little bit. You need to start at least planning on how you're going to turn this thing around. You know, it's an 8-rounder, so there is a little bit of time, but Harris needs to start hiding the shots a little bit. You know, Harris' punching power can be hopeful that he can land a big shot and knock out Kuba and then pull this win out. But it's not just going to happen with a lucky shot. You're going to have to start establishing your jab. You're going to have to start establishing things that will hide that power punch so that you can land it. Kuba is very cognizant of it. He's still all the way in and all the way out. He's not languishing in any danger position.
We are halfway through this 8-round fight. So far, Anthony Cuba has controlled the action, to say the least. He's yet to have Harris really hurt or rocked, but combination after combination. Triggaman not able to use his power so far against Cuba.
No, not behind the head. Not behind the head.
Oh, good one, too, there from Cuba as he comes flying in. But again, that's a shot that Harris is supposed to see. It's like, you know, Cuba flew in straight from 6 miles away and showed that 1-2 on the way in, and he still landed it, you know? And then you can see maybe the fatigue of Harris starting to fault him, starting to really betray him now.
Give us a like on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, watch more great fights like this. And Paulie, we said this card was stacked from top to bottom. It's been a great night of competitive fights just like this.
Oh, good shot there from Cuba. He's established good body shots. Harris, one thing he's done at times well is go to the body, but again, he's not fighting with any kind of identity, because he's not going to lay on the inside and win the fight. That's Cuba's fight, you know? So even if you want to go to the body well, you got to then go back and establish what you're going to do. And he's not doing that. You know, he sort of, see how he's doing, just laying with his hands up there and waiting for Cuba to get off his shots. Identity is being the difference in this fight, and Cuba is the one that has had the identity in this fight.
There's a difference between not executing your plan and not having a plan. They are two different things. Nice left hook.
Again, Cuba knows who he is and who he's not. I don't know if Harris understands that yet. Again, maybe it's just a lack of experience. But in a fight like this, understanding your identity is important to understand your ticket to victory. And Harris is befuddled, and Cuba knows exactly what he needs to do to get the victory, and he's doing that.
In our last fight, Kevin Soltero, 3-0 heading in, now 4-0. He knew what he did well, and he stuck to it. And that got him through that fight. Consistency. So far, it's Anthony Cuba being consistent. Volume, body to head, and controlling range. He's done all 3 of those things very effectively.
Now, there is a chance because Cuba jumps out and then he jumps in. So there is a moment in time where Harris can time him with a shot coming in. But again, he's so mentally halfway checked out already that he's not even thinking about how can I set this guy up when he jumps in. How can I maybe throw a little trap shot to make him jump in and then catch him with something coming in. I have the power to do that. It's the identity's not there for Harris to understand that.
Under 10 seconds left to go. Round number 5, another round controlled by Anthony Cuba.
Time! Good work.
Hey, that round got a little close because you didn't come forward.
Okay.
You need to keep taking it back, and throw combinations.
Okay.
Not just 1 or 2 fucking punches. Come on, you need to make it clear.
Okay.
Okay?
Head up, Anthony, all right?
Yes, sir.
Nice and easy, just put your hands.
Welcome back. Round number 6 about to get underway here at the Chicken Ranch Casino. But Saturday, March 8th, head to Long Beach, California. We go from Northern California to Southern California. Arnold Hegai versus Joet Gonzalez. Talked to Gonzalez yesterday. He seems focused, ready to go. Hegai, very dangerous fighter. That's a great main event.
Yeah. Well, not even surprised, are we?
Yeah, ProBox TV, it's what we do.
You guys at home are watching your prototypical ProBox card here right now, and every fight's been action-packed and competitive. Actually, this one may be the least competitive, but Harris is still a live guy in there because of the punching power on his record, right?
Round number 6, scheduled for 8.
Stop! Hey, no, we're not wrestling, okay? Box.
Referee admonishing Harris for that little underhook throw. By the way, great wrestling out here, by the way. In North Central California. Gilroy, Buchanan, Clovis West. Wrestling's all over the place. Right now it's a boxing match that, right now, Anthony Kuba doing great stuff. His combinations.
And Kuba with the numbers. Pushing back, and that's what they were asking for in the corner of Kuba, man. Put the combinations, do not just hang in there and give them 1 or 2 shots. Put the combinations together. And I think that also is a psychological thing, too. You don't have to put everything on every shot in the combination, but when you put the numbers on Harris, it sort of withers his desire away.
Death of 1,000 cuts, Paul. We've seen a lot with a bigger puncher. Just ends up getting behind.
And again, the gym culture matters, man, because when you're in a gym that is known for gym wars, you're very comfortable in the trenches. You're very comfortable in doing this kind of thing that Kuba's been doing, where it's not always super pretty, but what it is it overwhelms you. It makes it physical. It makes it, sort of, very uncomfortable. And Harris has looked the worst for wear in the fight because of it.
Cuba's fought Rayo Valenzuela. That's going to be a nightmare. Just getting in the ring with that guy every single day. And it pays dividends, and we're seeing that now.
Harris really not with an understanding of how to gain space, where he should be fighting in the fight. And trust me, when you're starting to lose and get physically beaten down, you know this. We as fighters, we know this. It's even tougher to think. So now he's at that point.
Oh, big right hand.
Good hook there. Harris is at that point where it's getting tougher to think for him.
Under a minute left to go in round number 6, and Kuba now turning it on.
You got to honestly start to consider, even though not one shot is, hurt Harris badly, he's getting hit some clean shots more and more. You got to start wondering about stopping the fight.
30 seconds left to go.
Anyway.
Stop, step back.
That's the balancing act. It hasn't been competitive, but there haven't been a lot of damaging moments for Harris, where his legs have been frozen, nothing like that. It is death of 1,000 cuts.
You see Kuba's fighting naturally, just throwing the shots. Harris looks like he's aiming every single thing he's throwing, like he wants to land that perfect bomb.
Against the ropes, Kuba doing great work in that 6th round, Paulie.
Oh yeah, and it's been work consistently. Nice hook there from Kuba, and you see how we look as Harris tries to get off the ropes. It's Kuba who follows him. You see that big right hand there, and then he comes back with another hook. You see there, Harris misses, and he's not getting away with just missing. Kuba's jumping right back on him and making him pay for that miss.
What does your coach always yell at you? Make him miss, make him pay.
Right, exactly. That's why your choice of punch selection is important. As you're getting frustrated, you want to walk Harris, you want to walk Kuba into a big shot. We know you're a big puncher. Punch selection is important, though.
We're obviously in the corner of Anthony Kuba. If you're in the corner of Harris, is this a show me something or this is over kind of round? You start getting into that.
Personally, I think so. It has not been competitive enough to really. I know nobody wants to get stopped, and he's not been hurt, but it's not been a thing where he needs to be taking this kind of beating. He's still got 12 wins. This will be his first loss. Go back and regroup without taking the physical damage.
2 rounds left to go, scheduled for 8.
Sometimes a monster punch will do you a favor and get you out of there. This kind of long beating can be worse.
Worst thing for you. Kuba right now coming back with the combinations. really been the story. It's been the same fight really from round number one, Paulie.
Yeah. And again, the lack of identity on the part of Harris. He's not understood what his ideal range would be, and even in the moments where he may have understood, he didn't know how to, make sure the fight stays at that range. His best work's actually been some decent body shots, but again, any language is in there. Even when you're doing good body work, as Harris has done at times, Kuba's also done good body work. There's a cut on Kuba's right eye as well, I think. But, Kuba wants to lay in there. Harris shouldn't be wanting to lay in there even if he lands a good body shot.
A little abrasion right around the right eye of Kuba. Doesn't look like it's going to interfere with the vision of Anthony Kuba.
Work or get out. Let's go. There we go. Good work, good work. Hey! Go.
Very impressive Kuba's conditioning in round number 7. He's still going for it.
Yeah, see, he's pushing everything out. You see, even that jab is being pushed out. He's aiming it. He's not snapping it. Now, a guy with the frame of Harris, you like to see him snap those shots. You mentioned him with Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns used to snap that jab out there.
Sounded like a rifle.
Really hooked there. Kuba makes that move a lot nicely when he goes down underneath and pivots and comes up with a hook. He's good at finding the space at close range, this Kuba.
Under 1 minute left in round number 7.
Not really establishing a consistent jab, looking for a big shot. It's the same mistake from Harris, and there's not been any adjustment there. And I'm not sure that he, at this point, mentally checked into the fight enough to be able to find anything except maybe a lucky punch. But I don't think Kuba's going to give it to him, because Kuba's going to be trying to back him up. Kuba understands that if he keeps backing Harris up, the punching power and the sting on power and Harris' punches will be taken away.
10 seconds left to go. You just heard the clapper. Kuba doing a great job of keeping the pressure on Harris in this last round. Needs a miracle.
Dude, he's fucking resting. Open up, open up. Hey, fucking here, this is the fucking team, come on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey. Okay. You need to take it forward. Yeah. Okay.
The 8th and final round ready to go. So the big question here is does Anthony Kuba fight this round, Paulie? He can probably dance. It's easy to give him every single round.
Personally, based on the body language of the fight, I think he should, because your best bet is to keep backing Harris up. You let Harris on the front foot when he's in a desperate situation. On that front foot, he's coming forward. That's where his punching power can be more deadly, and he can be more confident. You got a puncher, you're backing him up consistently, you're beating him down. I'd say probably keep backing him up so that you basically nullify his danger level.
It's weird. It's almost safer to go for it, right? Yeah. If he plays the outside and tries to dance.
Yeah, because I think
let's go, work or get out.
The big reason why Harris has been so nullified this fight is because he's been backed up consistently. He's been outfought and backed up consistently. Good right hand there from Kuba.
Stop.
Good smother.
No punch.
If you let Harris in a desperate mode come forward, he's gonna have free will to shoot very good punches. Good hook there by Kuba.
Bit of an exchange.
You see when Harris gets his hand moving, he's got to pull the trigger.
And he did.
Now he's angry. He's in the neutral corner. He wants to get his hands on Kuba. But where was this before? Holding the ground, not getting backed up.
And Kuba complaining it was to the back of the head.
That was a good hook.
It was good.
But again, you see how he overthrew that right hand. Right, he's looking for the one big shot. Overthrew it, and now he winds up in a clinch. He gives Kuba a rest. Still got to have the mechanics.
About halfway through the round.
Push that jab out. Still pushing his punches out. A second ago, he was snapping the punches in the exchange. He got him a knockdown. Now he's going back to his old tricks and pushing his punches out again. And Kuba's going to recover and start with that in and out again. Kuba's got to understand now. what won him this fight is being all the way in and all the way out. So if he's going to be all the way out, he's got to be all the way out. If he's going to be in, he's got to be all the way in.
And also, Paulie, a legitimate knockdown for sure, but it doesn't seem like Kuba's hurt. It doesn't seem like he's upset by that knockdown. It doesn't seem like he was hurt or rocked.
And again, Kuba in shape, so he's able to withstand that and come back.
Good right hand from Kuba, another good right. He is fighting fire with fire, Paulie.
But you see Harris, where was this before, you know? You see moving his hands. If he would have done this for the duration of the fight, he would have probably scored more knockdowns and maybe had won the fight. Now, things getting bad to worse for Harris. His shorts are ripped. All right, on the left belt.
Not even worried about it at this point. At this point, he can finish this fight naked. They're still talking. The bad blood that started at the weigh-in looks like it's continuing in this final round. Looking for that big shot, but time is short. Scored a knockdown, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Kuba's being smart. They see all the way in, take away and smother the power of Harris. When he didn't smother it, he ended up on the canvas. He being close, smother, work close range, smother, or get all the way out. That's how he won this fight.
Well, respect at the conclusion of this fight. Kuba had his way with Harris for 7 rounds, but in round number 8, that power finally becoming a factor in the fight, Paulie.
Yeah, and it was Harris understanding what he needed to do there. You know, get his hands moving, snap those shots off. Good exchange. And the truck will get us a knockdown eventually, right? What do you think?
Thought we might see the knockdown. I guess not. But it was close inside. Maybe we'll see it here, round number 2.
Go back
started taking this fight over.
So the story of the fight here was Kuba backing Harris up consistently. Punches and bunches, and it froze the attack of Harris. Harris is a guy who, wants to have a little bit of range to be able to get that big punching power off. And when you back up a puncher, a lot of times they wind up becoming neutralized and nullified. And that's what Kuba did very well in this fight. Put the numbers together. Not overly impressive as far as neat or anything, but it was, it was a mechanism and a method that works. A lot of times it was actually very awkward, but it made Harris keep his hands at home. It made Harris have to defend more. Harris not catching and shooting on the inside. He wasn't countering a lot. Maybe he didn't have the experience to deal with this once the range was taken away from him. And Kuba pretty much started to dominate there until that last round when Harris finally realized, hey man, I got to move these hands. I'm not Triggaman for no reason. And in that last round, he ended up moving those hands and he scores that knockdown. A little bit of a shot behind the ear there, maybe borderline back of the head. Kuba
but he was moving down.
He was moving down.
There you go.
The important thing is that Harris was consistently moving his hands in that exchange, snapping those shots, not pushing them lethargically like he was most of the fight.
Lupe Contreras, make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 all-action rounds, judges Rinaldi and Tsukamoto turn in identical scores of 77-74. Damas y caballeros, después de 8 vueltas repletas de acción, los jueces Rinaldi y Tsukamoto entregan tarjetas idénticas de 77-74 y el juez Margado Jr. anotó 78-73. Judge Margado Jr. scores about 78-73. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision, los tres a favor del vencedor por decisión unánime. Anthony Cuba.
No surprise, a wipeout on the scorecards. Only that last round really competitive because of the power.
Yeah, but it's something that Harris is going to have to leave and thinking about. Oh, what if? A lot of what ifs there. Good performance by Kuba. He put in the good effort. He had a solid game plan, had the identity to his style that Harris didn't, and that proved to be the difference in the fight.
Yeah, this is a man who may have a future at the elite level of the sport. Well, Emiliano Moreno trying to add his name to that list as well. A guy who has a future in the elite level of the sport, but the problem he might have tonight, Cesar Francis in his way. a man with experience, good counterpunching, and a tough mentality, that veteran grit. Is it enough? Well, here's the man in his own words.
You got to be a dog in there, man. So I know I see exactly the kind of steps he's taking. I've been there before. I know exactly what he's doing. But I'm different. So I know exactly what he's doing, man. Trust me. We took the hard route. We never took the easy route. Paulie, Chris, you guys know me very well, man. I was like, I only had 9 fights fighting the best in the world. So I know exactly what, this undefeated fighter is trying to do. I get it. But at the same time, like, you got to know who you fighting. You know what I'm saying? So good luck to him and his team.
How do you combat that and say, okay, maybe I don't have the youth energy that he has, but at the same time, how do you offset it with that ring intelligence that you've acquired through the years?
I would say most importantly is staying consistent. Consistent is the key. So as long as you're consistent, you're always training your body, you're always working out, you're always doing exactly what you have to do. As far as taking care of your body, you'll be pretty well, man, when it comes to boxing. Because you guys know, man, boxing is all about staying consistent. I feel like I've been in camp for a while now, so I've just been consistent. That's all. I feel like that's the main thing is just, staying healthy.
It's been over a year since your last fight. What's been the holdup? You say you've been training, you've been in the gym. We see that you've been doing that, but you haven't gotten the fights under your belt yet recently. I know you're coming back now. What's been the holdup? Like
I said, I asked for tough fights. They threw some fights at me. I said, nah, I ain't fighting this guy. There's no point. Then we got hit with this fight right here. And I was like, yeah, this kind of fights, like, these are the fights that we need. Like, this excites me, understand? So it's all about, like, just not, you guys know I'm not fighting no bums. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So when I say no to fights, you guys only see me in tough, hard fights, and that's what I like.
You know what we love here at ProBox TV? Of course, we love evenly matched 50-50 fights. We love guys that are almost jumping out of their skin. And you got that sense from Cesar that he just can't wait to get in there. Like, he don't want bums. I wanted this kind of fight. He seems ready to go.
Yeah. I think he's kind of angry that people are writing him off, and this is his opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Roll me off a little bit too early. You're giving this guy all the credit, and I'm going into this fight like I'm some kind of bum opponent. I'll show you. And you can see he has that mentality and that motivation. Well, he bring it into the ring. It's key, because when you can have that mentality when you're older, when the offense starts flying your way, can you maintain that mentality like you did in your youth now that you're older?
Can you keep it against a busy puncher? That is the question. Emiliano Moreno, a very busy puncher. Also undefeated. Also from Long Beach, California, comes in with a lot of aggression. He seems ready to go, but Cesar Francis, you just heard him. He is confident. He is eager. He's looking to right the ship of his career. Can he do it? That's a question we find out when we come back.
Your next ProBox TV Contender Series fight comes to you on March 8th from Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California. In the main event, Arnold K-Guy risks a shot at a world title as he faces all-action Dangerman and multiple-time world title challenger Joet Gonzalez. Luis Correano Torres' return to ProBox against Nicholas the Axeman Walters.
Welcome back here on ProBox TV inside the Chicken Ranch Resort and Casino. Everyone here, by the way, excited about the fights, man. We're getting stuff to eat. The wait's like, man, are you with the fights, the boxing? Yeah. Everybody real excited about this event. The energy's been amazing.
Good fan base here. Yesterday we did a little meet and greet as well. The fans turned out. It was really nice to see. The solid boxing passion fans around here have.
It's big out here in northern central California, and Emiliano Moreno from another hub of boxing, Long Beach, California. Confident, aggressive, undefeated. One of those guys who believes in the work he has put in. Here's what he had to say about it on ProBox.
It's going to be a fight that's going to express it's going to show a lot of what I can do in the ring, a lot of things a lot of tools I have and everything. Most challenging, I don't know yet, but, you know, I've already beat 3 undefeated fighters. So, and then Cesar Francis, you know, one of my stablemates has fought him as well, Jesus Sriracha, and he beat him as well. So, I just feel like his style and my style is just going to show a lot of what I can do, and you know, I'm really going to be able to put my talents on show.
Has Sriracha himself told you anything about Francis that maybe you'll take into this fight that maybe was knowledge you may not have had otherwise?
Yeah, I've learned a lot of things from watching him fight, seen him fight Sriracha, his recent fight. Sriracha, me and him really don't talk like that, but
he's just a stablemate. That's it.
But yeah,
we're boxers. We understand that. We know how it is sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, just watching his fights, I've learned a lot from what punches he gets hit with, what punches he throws, so I know what to be ready for, and yeah, I've just seen a lot and studied him a lot.
What is it about where you guys are at in your career that your team feels confident that this is the right fight at the right time?
Yeah, he does have a lot of experience, and you know, he is a vet in the ring, but we just feel like, you know, seeing his last couple of fights, we just feel like he's not really at his best no more, and you know, I'm starting to get into my best, and we just felt like it was a good time to take the fight. We're training, we're working really hard, facing a lot of things in the last fight. You know, I got caught with a couple of punches. We've been working on that, throwing punches from different angles. You know, just new things we've been adding to my arsenal.
And here he is live, Emiliano Moreno. Looking focused as always, and if there's a weakness to his style, Paulie, is that he believes in his aggression. Even when he could stay outside and maybe throw some jabs and use his reach, he wants to get in and brawl.
The only thing I have with him is he needs to get hit in order to, you know, wake up a little bit. You know, and sometimes when he wakes up though, he wakes all the way up.
And look at the odds, Emiliano Moreno minus 350.
You know what? The odds are because they're getting froggy. You know, they're leaping at minus 350. All right, we see you. You know, you notice, I will say, our last fight, they made both minus fighters, but the one that was minus 105, which is the slight underdog, ended up winning the fight.
Of course. We'll see we get another upset. Look at the age difference. Cesar Francis, 34 years old. Emiliano Moreno, only 19. Slight reach advantage for Francis will be a factor in the fight. Let's find out. Let's start our co-main event.
We continue with the action here at the Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. This is ProBox TV, being presented in association with Robert Garcia's House of Champions and being sponsored by Bet Online, Wild Casino, and Miller Lite. This is our co-featured bout of the evening, set for 10 rounds in the welterweight division. Este es el duelo coestelar de esta noche, pactado a 10 vueltas en la división peso welter. Los jueces, the judges, Brian Tsukamoto, Michael Rinaldi, and David Hartman. Presenting first, the fighter in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing multicolored trunks, presentando la esquina azul, vestido de pantaloncillos multicolor. Detuvo la báscula a un peso oficial de 146 libras y media on the scale. He registered an official weight of 146.5 pounds. En 15 combates profesionales, mantiene un récord de 13 victorias, solo 2 derrotas, 8 de sus victorias por la vía del cloroformo. In 15 bouts, he maintains a record of 13 victories against only 2 losses, 8 of his victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, and representing his people from San Miguelito, Panama, Cesar Rainman Francis. In the red corner, wearing the gold trunks en la esquina roja, vestido de color dorado, marcó un peso oficial de 149 libras y media. He registered an official weight of 149.5 pounds. Esta noche, este fenómeno juvenil entra invicto a nivel profesional. con 11 victorias. 6 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout tonight. This undefeated teenage phenom puts his record on the line, consisting of 11 victories. No losses, 6 of those victories coming by way of KO. Repping the LBC, Long Beach, California, Emiliano, La Revolución, Moreno. Our referee, Dan Stell.
Jumping. This up 10 rounds. Let's obey my commands all the time. Protect yourself all the time. This is a little high. We're going to go on the hip line here, okay? The hip line. Anything below the belt here is low. Anything above that is good. Anything below this is low. If you touch gloves, come out the belt and lock the both you. Mike?
Trying to keep his O. Emiliano Moreno repping Long Beach. You see it on his shorts. He is in the gold. Multicolored trunks for the fighter from Panama, Cesar Francis.
Good height on both of these guys, too.
Yeah.
Not that it matters for Moreno. He likes to fight at close range. But
Likes to fight at close range, but Cesar Francis, an excellent counter puncher.
Always trying to get on that front foot, trying to back Moreno up right away. Moreno sometimes does start slow. Like I said, it's almost like he's got to get hit to wake up. He will do this.
But folks, once he goes, he goes. Full sprint.
Francis trying to take control of center ring right now and trying to sort of impose that mental pressure.
Paul, you talk about a lot, though. You want to take the mental game away from a young fighter, but you don't want to shoot out, right? You don't want to make it a physical fight. You want to let him know he's not
you want to take away his self-belief. But honestly, I don't think this Moreno matter. It bothers him to be pressured because I think Moreno, going to look for a fight at any point anyway. So he does. I don't think he's going to mind being pressured, but still, it'll make. If Francis is able to stay on that front foot and keep backing him up, it'll keep Francis in a comfort position. And a confident Francis can also, be a better thinker.
Francis.
Hook attempt there by Moreno.
And a loss against Rohan Polanco. You saw that fight. The guy is currently undefeated, 15-0. It took a while for Polanco to open Francis up. Once he did, he was able to land big punches.
Moreno almost was almost like he's sort of calculating things now, because now he's starting to react a little bit to the punches of Francis. Tried a little left hook uppercut, it just missed when Francis jabbed to the stomach a few seconds ago. Now he's moving again, so I think Moreno's trying to sort of process how he's going to attack, while Francis consistently keeping him on those ropes.
Also scheduled for 10 rounds, so Moreno knows he has time. Download and react.
Francis has done a good job of keeping the ring cut at least. Keeping Moreno on the ropes. Not a very active round so far, but again, Moreno, you always feel like he's a second away from going at 100 miles an hour, as I said. But Francis is doing a good job of sort of, popping him, but not waking him up. And I think that's also a smart tactic for a guy like to sort of domesticate a guy like Moreno. Will Moreno wake up on his own? Because if you do this, you can beat him in a quiet fight. So Moreno, it's at some point, it's going to be up to Moreno to wake up too if Francis keeps doing this. Francis is backing him up and keeping him on the ropes.
Paulie, if you're in Francis' corner and you're right next to me, to my left,
good jab hook.
Is it one of those where if the crowd's booing, you're winning?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. A slow-paced fight where Moreno never wakes up allows you to sort of win rounds. Right now, Francis is putting in little pot shots in there. And he's probably won the first round unless Moreno does something huge in these last 10 seconds. Like I said, there are guys, they have to kind of feel like they're in a fight before they wake up. Let's see if Moreno's that tight, because Francis might could do this all night.
He feels strong. Don't give him those chances. You're staying in the ropes too much. You want to counter. He's training his back leg right now, So you got to kind of put pressure a little bit, Stay with a jab in the chest.
You won that round. That's one. All right, let's go. We got to keep winning this. Stay to the right, Cesar. I need the ear punch. Jab ear. Then come up the middle with a 1-2. He's trying to set you up. What he's trying to do, he's trying to...
In the corner of Cesar Francis. So that's one round. Well, guess what? We're going to Long Beach, California. March 8th. Arnold Guy, 22-1-1, taking Joet Gonzalez. Gonzalez spoke to him yesterday. Focused, motivated, ready to go. So we begin round number 2. Agree with the corner? All right, that's one down. 9 more to go.
Yeah, I thought Francis won round 1, but I like both corners actually there. You know, I saw in Moreno's corner, they told him, you know, get a little active, you know, start pushing him back a little bit. You know, you don't want to let Francis get too comfortable. And in Francis' corner, I like what, you know, Gary Stark Sr. said. You know, he is trying to set you up. You know, Moreno's waiting, but Moreno's looking for a moment to pounce too. So, you know, he may not get it, but, you know, unless Francis opens up. But nonetheless, you know, Stark in the corner did notice that, you know, hey, listen, he's doing this. He's waiting because he's trying to set you up. He's looking for you to overcommit to something.
When I think of tall fighters who had high hands, it's hard to get him open up. Joshua Clottey, remember, he just kind of shell up. It's just hard to get him to open up if he didn't want to.
Big right
Good
hand.
right hands. Certain guys will open up if you just give them enough time. Others, you got to force it open.
Good combination there from Francis.
Francis right back in.
The only thing is you threw 2 consistent 1-2-3s. Now it's that was the kind of thing that will wake up on him.
Both these guys very tall in their stance.
Yeah, both guys very tall. And Francis being very disciplined here. You know, Moreno did want to open up after Francis threw that 1-2-3. Instead, Francis has been able to slow it back down, and Moreno has found his way back to the ropes again. So, yeah, this is where the kind of learning curve comes here with an experienced guy like Francis. You know, even with the undefeated guys Moreno has fought, you know, they're hungry like him, they'll engage and they'll fight. Francis knows how to win fights where he can disengage you. So it's up to you to figure out how to engage him, because he's going to be the savvy veteran. And this is where the learning curve comes in for Moreno. Is Moreno going to figure out a way to get Francis to engage more? Because Francis knows how to win a fight like this. But this is the kind of fight Moreno does not want to fight.
What do you say? Veterans know how to win rounds.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Shoot, you veteran guy, this is like a favor to you, man. If I can win, you can win these rounds at a slow pace. When I was fighting at my older age, and I was fighting a young guy, and I would get a couple of free rounds where they weren't active. If it was a 12 round, they'd be like, oh, now it's a 10 round. I didn't even burn any energy. You know, and I got 2 in the bank. So for Francis right now, to be able to bank these rounds and not burn a lot of energy, it allows him to conserve energy in case Moreno wakes up later. You know, he's basically being given a couple of free rounds here unless Moreno does something in the last 30 seconds. And Moreno not jabbing. I think Moreno needs to jab, because Francis' jab has been really controlling Moreno. But Moreno can jab with the jabber, and he's not really been consistent with his own jab, despite the fact that he has the height to jab as well.
10 seconds left in round number 2. Cesar Francis doing good work, fighting like the veteran so far. Talk about some people fight without a game plan. Francis has a game plan.
Hay que empezar a trabajar, güey. Hay que arrimarse. Estás peleando la distancia de él, es lo que está pasando. Estás peleándote a la distancia de él, entonces él está conectando los golpes que él quiere, güey. Hay que irse metiendo cerradito, se llava el pecho, güey. Hay que hacerlo para atrás, hay que pegarle al cuerpo, güey. Si no, ese güey se nos va a ir, güey. ¿Entiendes? Hay que empezar a trabajar ya, güey. Ese que está esperando.
And they're a little bit animated there, too, the way they talk to them.
Y tenemos cualidades para trabajar,
You're basically, in so many words, you're fighting his fight. We need to work. We need to start making him uncomfortable.
Around him. Don't back up. That's how you letting him come in. Take one hand away. Jab, 1-2. Double jab right hand. Got it? Yeah. Tommy Hearns, baby. Finish with a hook. Let's go.
Yeah, they want him to give that Tommy Hearns stance, you know, where you control with that lead hand. I think it's a balancing act you're playing here, Francis, because if you open up too much, Moreno, you're inviting him over.
You don't want a firefight.
You're inviting him for a buffet. You know, but Moreno loves a firefight. So I think you want to clip Moreno with enough shots to win the round, but not clip him with enough shots to where he feels like he's in a fight. You know, because if Moreno starts to feel like he's in a fight, he's going to fight. He's going to wake up. But if you balance it out just enough, it's almost like Moreno refuses to wake up, because at this range, Moreno doesn't jab enough. You see, Moreno can force the fight himself if he starts to jab with Francis, but Moreno's not active enough with his own jab.
You think Moreno expected Cesar Francis to kind of take the center and jab the way he has, which is not expecting this kind of fight.
What else would you expect from Cesar Francis? You know, and the thing is, he's also got a guy I'm noticing when Moreno does bleach. Francis is able to pull back because now Moreno doesn't have the height advantage he usually has. You know, so Francis is able to pull back a little on Moreno's offense, and you got him missing. You know, usually the shorter guys can't pull back on Moreno because Moreno can reach them. But this is a guy who is his height. Now, Moreno's pretty tall for the weight, but so is Francis.
A lot of fighters in boxing. You think Lennox Lewis and MMA. You think John Jones. Guys that when they fought someone their size and their height, they were different guys.
Yeah, right. It's because range changes. Yes. Range is a big deal. Moreno's trying to put himself on the front foot now, trying to assert himself a little bit. So Francis is having to box back on the back foot a little bit. And Moreno is at least getting closer here.
Talk about that ability to go from 0 to 100, and we have not seen anything over probably 20 so far from Moreno.
He backs up again when Francis started jabbing. Francis wasn't jabbing before now. Francis starts jabbing, and Moreno backs up the ropes again. This is where Moreno shouldn't be.
And Paulie, it's hard to give rounds to the guys against the ropes, right?
Yep. Francis wins this fight with a consistent jab. But now he's starting to wait as well. There's a little bit too much space between Francis' jabs as well, and it's going to give Moreno an opportunity here if Moreno chooses to use his own jab. So you see how Moreno comes up short with those right hands? Francis is able to pull on those. Usually Moreno reaches those guys because he's the taller guy. He has the range. He's coming up just short, so he's going to have to either step in a little harder and commit more.
Under 30 seconds left to go in the round.
Or he's going to have to try to lure Francis a little closer. Francis also could probably be feinting a little bit in between these rhythmic little simple shots.
He's landed the jab enough to feint it and make it work.
You see what Francis is doing, though. He's trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Once again, sticking to the game plan is Cesar Francis.
Tell you what, Jim, I got a 3-0, man. This is interesting because Moreno is going to
Come on, baby. That's 3-zip. You got it? 3-zip.
Okay?
All right, let's go. Yo, my man, you can throw back-to-back 1-2.
Round or what? This is 3 rounds already. I mean, I'm not gonna bullshit. Motherfuckers took 2 rounds. These rounds was kind of even, but I'm not sure, you know?
Round number 4 about to begin. Paulie, during the break, you were saying 3-0 to you?
Yeah, I got a 3-0, man. Moreno did try a little bit more last round, but I don't think it was maybe for like a 20-second clip, and it was back to his old tactics again. So, you know, I think Moreno's going to have to figure out how to open this up himself, because Francis is going to be quite comfortable doing this every round unless you force him to do something else. Again, Francis is a veteran. He knows how to win fights. He knows how to win rounds.
Lomachenko, known as the guy to get information and then use it against you. Against Teofimo Lopez, he did it too late and took that loss because of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to balance that out. You have to sort of captain the ship the right way, right? I mean, where are those decisions when you start to step up a little bit? But my question is, does Moreno know how to step up? Does Moreno know how to gauge in a fight where he can't figure out how to force a guy to fight, where the guy's tactically good enough to keep it like this? That's my question, because that's more so what I'm wondering. Moreno likes to come into the front door and force a fight on you, force a pace on you. Now he's got a guy. I took from Frank. He's got a guy who makes him pay every time he tries to get aggressive, and he also has a consistent jab. So does Moreno have the wherewithal in terms of intelligence to, force this guy to, fight his fight?
Is it also a little bit, Paulie, a willingness? Hey, you're going to take a couple, but Cesar Francis is not the biggest puncher on earth. You're going to have to take a couple to make this a brawl. He's not just going to accept you coming in.
Yeah, but there's moments where Moreno has a chance here, because it's not like Francis is overdriving on the jab. Right? Other times Francis waits on the jab too. So there's moments where Moreno can take advantage, and he's not. So it's not like, I gotta take a chance. You got moments with Francis is also not feinting anymore. So there's chances where that Moreno can sort of see. He has a right hand there. He landed, and sort of take advantage, but he's not. And that's the thing. It's not always a matter of will. Sometimes it's a matter of skill. Does Moreno have the skill to be in a fight like this? We've seen he has the will in all his fights. No. And at close range, he's got the skill too. But there's also a skill in closing the gap.
And that no man's land in between the fighters has been controlled by Cesar.
Oh, good uppercut there by Francis. That might have woke up Moreno. He's coming forward after getting hit with that uppercut.
Young man now throwing big punches. Starting to turn up the heat.
Again, you see how he comes up short here. He's got Francis who can actually change range well because he's got the same height.
30 seconds left to go in round number 4.
Almost a clash of heads there. They got to be careful. Oh, good right hand. That's probably his best shot of the fight. Good exchange there by both guys. Francis being smart though. When Moreno tries to open up, he tries to go downstairs to make him put his hands away. I remember Puerto Rican fighters do that a lot.
Toughest round to score so far.
Well, it was a fight. It was a round where Moreno finally stood up. So are you giving him the round because he did better than the other rounds, or did he actually win the round? That's my question here. It's finally a round when Moreno fought back. I'm not even sure he won it though. Here's a good replay here. Good body shot and a left hook from Francis. That was early part of the round. As we went through the later part of the round, Moreno landed probably what I said was his best shot of the fight was that right hand. It actually wasn't as good as I thought. It landed on the end of the punch, but nonetheless a clean shot. And who knows? Even if it wasn't as good as I thought, it may still be his best punch of the fight.
You gotta let your hands go. You understand? You're limited inside.
Keep in mind we're in California, so a round where Moreno may not have won, but have done better than the first 3 because he knew nothing in the first 3. The round the judges may give to him.
Emmanuel Stewart called them comparison rounds. Sometimes you do better.
Sometimes judges, especially with the A side, the home guy, sometimes they want to give those comparison rounds. But also, every round is key in a fight like this.
Right, and also though, California experienced commission, experienced judges, maybe they see through that. We'll see. We begin round number 5. This one's scheduled for 10.
You see Moreno stuck in the mud. You see what Francis does. He gives you that little in and out bounce. Moreno has to give different looks himself to kind of offset that. You see Moreno gives one look, sort of waits for Francis, and he wants to punch back. You see? Maybe he'll jab at times, but he's not even consistent enough for my liking. But again, just same look. He wants Francis to give him the distance. Francis is not going to give you the distance. Francis is going to keep changing it on you and try to use his jab. So again, it's up to Moreno to show that he knows how to gain his own distance if he needs to.
Is it a little bit of a red flag, the interview that we showed on our air a few minutes ago? He said, Cesar Francis isn't the fighter he once was. Maybe he thought he was fighting a shot guy.
Good right hand there from Moreno. That might have been his best shot of the fight. Now a good jab by Moreno. And that's the kind of confidence builder Moreno needs. That's the kind of confidence builder Moreno needs. Moreno builds off those things, and that's where he starts to get to that 100-mile-an-hour range that we started talking about. Good right hand again.
Moreno 6 knockouts of his 11 wins. Francis 8 KOs and 13 wins.
Good jab there from Francis. He's trying to reestablish that distance.
Neither guy really a one-shot knockout puncher. Both tend to get their finishes in combinations.
See, this is a round where Moreno's finally been a little bit more consistent with some of the things he's done. Landed a few right hands, and he may be winning the round here. We still got a minute left, but unless he gives it back to Francis, so far I got him winning this round.
1 minute left in the round.
And that's why it's not good to give comparison rounds, because you see now, you may have given a comparison round and in the last one, now you give this one where he actually wins it before you know it.
Starts swinging back and forth. The fighter from Long Beach opening up a little bit more.
Francis has to get back on his jab. Let's see if Francis also, in his frustration, starts to weigh too much. Moreno trying to put that mental pressure now.
30 seconds left. Good right hand from Moreno.
Watch your head, Gabriel. Be careful.
Stop. Watch your head. Let's go.
I don't like what you're doing, man. You're not listening, man. Come on, baby, don't look at me like that. Get mean on this kid, man. You hear me?
Yeah.
Get mean on this kid. You're backing up. You're doing everything we know not supposed to do. You're letting him go to the corner. You're not telling us.
Este güey lo puedes parar, Emi. Cámbiale los pinches golpes. Porque yo, lo que te quiero decir, güey, you fight with me. Hay que trabajar más en corto, güey.
Cesar Francis, his corner not happy with the way he fought in round number 5. Moreno waking up a bit, Paulie.
Yeah, Gary Stalker, senior in the corner, saying you're letting this guy back you up. But when you land right hands like that, you know, those will back you up. We used to call those rooftops in Brooklyn. You know, jab to the stomach, right hands to the head. And, you know, they kind of get your eyes looking down, and then the right hand surprises you up top. Well executed there from Moreno. It was one of several right hands he landed in that round.
We're halfway through this fight, scheduled for 10 rounds in the welterweight division. Cesar Francis in the multicolored trunks has fought a veterans kind of fight. Behind the jab, measured pace. Emiliano Moreno, fighter from Long Beach, California, in the gold trunks, has taken a while to warm up. Only really woken up in the back half of this fight.
Nice shots there by Francis as he steps around, but you see Moreno now more confident in his pressure, more consistent. There's a little pep in his step as he's pressing forward with a little more urgency. Good shot there by Francis and a return from Moreno. One thing I haven't seen from Moreno this fight that we've seen in other fights, Jimmy, is the body attack. Maybe he hasn't been able to get close consistently enough, but he's got a very mean body attack when he gets close. Curious to see if he's able to get close to Francis, if he's going to start to try to execute that, because I can see he's starting to close the gap much faster and starting to touch Francis a little more often.
Using the jab battle, also facing a fighter with his height that has forced Moreno to kind of change his style a bit. As you said, Paulie, not a lot of body work.
I think Francis has to hold his ground a little bit more if he's going to be able to hold up this pressure, because Moreno, once he gains confidence, is going to start bringing more and more pressure physically and mentally, and it's going to wear down Francis. So if Francis wants to avoid trying to be worn out here, he's going to have to hold his ground a little bit in some moments. Moreno gaining confidence.
Remember, folks, round number 6 scheduled for 10. Right, not impossible. He took all 5 of the first rounds. Cesar Francis.
I wouldn't give him the 5th round, right? But I could see Francis winning the first 4. But Moreno's pushing forward, and almost like Francis is getting shy with his offense. Even the shots that he's throwing, there's not as much umph on them, not as much, you know, mustard on them, and they're almost like stay away from me punches instead of, you know, fighting punches, while Moreno is looking to get close and still some damage. Not getting off enough still, but at least he's starting to cover the real estate.
And he was snapping that jab earlier in the fight.
For me, Moreno, though, as he's close, again, he's got to go to the body. I mean, Moreno's body attack has been vicious in past fights, and he's getting close enough to where he could start to target the body more, and he's not doing that. He's still waiting a lot himself, is Moreno, even though...
Nice left hook. Moreno trying to get one back. Under 10 seconds left to go.
The chicken has landed. California's all-new luxury entertainment destination, Chicken Ranch Casino Resort, has hatched. Experience our laid-back luxury hotel, casino floor with views of the Sierra, diverse restaurants and bars that will keep you squawking for more. Now open, the all-new Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. For details, visit playchickenranch.com.
Had a great time here at the Chicken Ranch Casino. We begin round number 7. Look at some of that action late in round number 6.
You see late in the fight, good hook there. Not a lot of muscle on it, but a solid snappy shot Francis landed. Then right at the bell, though,
Good little shot there with
little left hook from
Moreno as well. Moreno, again, his pressure is more consistent that round. I gave Moreno that last round. I've got it 4-2.
Sometimes for the commissioner to get out, that's why the referee paused it for a second.
Sometimes those guys are slow with those inspectors.
Yeah, sometimes it takes them a second. This one's scheduled for 10. We're on round number 7. If you're just joining us, Cesar Francis in the multicolored trunks had a great first 4 rounds. Emiliano Moreno in the gold trunks, undefeated, starting to come on late, wondering when he would wake up. Known for his combinations, his aggression, has not really been on this display consistently throughout this fight.
Good tactical fight. I think regardless, this is a good learning curve fight for Moreno. He's got to think his way through against a savvy veteran here, you know, in a competitive fight. You know, you feel the urgency, you feel a little bit of a pressure. You know, it's a fight you got to win, but it's not handed to you. You can't just go find the guy and beat him up. You got to sort of work your way through it. It's a good thinking fight. Good hook there from Francis on the out.
Now Moreno feeling comfortable getting inside, Paulie.
And why is that? Because Francis is not jabbing. Francis is, or when he is jabbing, it's again, it's not as much emphasis on the jab. You know, so again, Moreno is sort of getting a free ride coming forward, starting to back up Francis and taking the confidence away from Francis. And that's what Francis got to get back to doing. He just gave a foot feint there and it stopped Moreno. You got to punch him between the foot feints, and Francis stopped doing that for a while.
Good straight punch again from Francis, but answering right back is Moreno with a straight right hand. Now, Cesar Francis going back a little bit to the counter punching, Paulie.
Yeah, a little combination there by Francis. A lot of nip and tuck lines here.
30 seconds left in the round. Nice left hook, right hand combination.
Yeah, Francis going out a little bit too high. Moreno catches him.
First time he's had him hurt.
Oh, what was that? What was that?
Are you kidding me?
Wow. Wow. Are you talking about a better commission? Did we say better commission than Florida? Are we joking me? Where'd they find this guy?
Unbelievable.
Where'd they find this referee?
I cannot believe that stoppage.
What was that? In a fight that wasn't even heavy on either fighter. It wasn't like a heavy. I love the fact the referee's trying to explain himself too, buddy. You don't even explain this one. You just say I made a mistake.
I'm sorry. That was bad.
This is one where you just say I made a mistake and that's it. You don't even explain this one because there's no explanation for it. Because the fight itself wasn't even a heavily physical fight. You know what I mean?
It's not even taking a lot of shots.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I got to start watching because this is a very intense fight. It actually was a very slow, very, very technical fight and not intense fight.
All right, take a look at it, Paulie. Explain it to me.
There's nothing to explain. Please. I mean, this fight was very tactical, very technical. It was at a slow pace. Good shots here from Moreno. It finally starts to open up a little bit. Sure, Francis was wobbled here for a quick second. He was wobbled. Moreno did get his attention with some good shots. There's a good hook by Moreno, but yeah, I don't know what.
Hands up. He's looking for the punches.
I don't know what that was. I don't even know what that was. That's amazing.
The stoppage makes no sense. And what sucks on the other side, Paulie, the crowd is booing. Moreno was finally getting it going. It's not his fault. He didn't stop the fight.
No, again,
this is getting booed. Right.
This is, like I said, this is one of those fights where it's a learning curve fight. Is Moreno going to be able to think his way through the whole thing and get the win at the end or not? This one was,
I don't know. Maybe the referee put the under and had Moreno on the under for the bet. I don't know. You know, at minus 350, think about this. If the referee bet Moreno at minus 350, he was going to get housed tonight if he lost. If Moreno would have lost tonight at minus 350 and the referee had that bet, I'm not saying the referee had that bet, but the way he stopped that fight, you got to at least consider it. At minus 350, he would have just got housed. So maybe he decided, you know, maybe take a chance and stop it when I could.
And let's take a look at the replays, and you'll see why we're outraged. Cesar Francis had a great fight.
No, it was a good fight. It was a competitive fight. I had actually Francis up in the fight, but I had Moreno with the momentum coming back, so I was curious to see if Francis was going to be able to hold off the storm of Moreno, or if Moreno was going to, you know, end up coming on late and taking the fight. You know, the drama of the fight in a fight that is a big learning curve fight for a prospect like Moreno, totally robbed from us by a guy that they must have found him in the street before the card started and told him the referee tonight, because I don't know how you stop that fight in your right mind.
And probably, like I said, it robbed Moreno as well, because he's starting to come back. This should be his moment.
Robs us of being able to grade Moreno. Because Moreno was coming on. The momentum was with him. Was he going to be able to finish coming on? It also robbed us of grading what Francis has left. Because a guy with Francis's veteran status, when he's starting to fade, they usually start to fade and they keep fading. Or does he have enough left to hold off the surging Moreno and hold on to the lead? We were robbed of all that, and we got this. Yeah, hopefully we'll make a rematch. I'm sure the boss at home, Gary Jonas, is watching. I hope he makes the rematch. Not in California, mind you.
Disappointing all the way around, especially for that man, Cesar Francis. Lupe, make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Stell calls a halt for the action with an official time of 2 minutes, 44 seconds of round number 7. Damas y caballeros, el referee Dan Stell para la contienda con un tiempo oficial de 2 minutos, 44 segundos del séptimo asalto. El vencedor por knockout técnico, your winner, by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, La Revolución, Emiliano Moreno.
And also, you know, it's not fair to Moreno to get the booze here. You know,
it took his moment away.
It takes away everything. It takes away boldness from both guys. Because, like I said, there's a lot of drama here. Is Moreno, who's surging, going to finish surging, or is the veteran Francis going to be able to turn this thing around and hold on to the lead that he's got?
Two judges had Francis ahead,
58-56 on 2 cards. That's how I had it as well. 58-56. 2 out of 3 judges had a 58-56. Hopefully the other third judge was also watching something similar and not like the fight before where we had a draw for the hometown guy. You know,
but a close fight.
Not a good. I'm going to say right now, bro. Not a good start for ProBox TV with this California commission. We had a hometown fighter last fight who got housed, and 2 fights ago who got housed, and one judge gave it a draw. Totally unacceptable. And now we got this fight where I don't know what it's like. This fight felt like the referee had a bet in on Moreno. It felt like that. You know, the way he stopped that fight. That was wild.
Terrible stoppage. No other way to say it. Let us know what you think. Obviously, in the comments, YouTube. Let us know on the app what you think. But heading into the main event, Jose Ariano, of course, a blood and guts warrior. He knows what opportunity this is. This is what we had to say about it.
Means a lot. You know, it's a great opportunity for me to just showcase and let the people know who I am. It's a great opportunity. Like opportunities like this, I feel like you can't put them away. You have to take advantage of them, and that's exactly what I plan to do on February 19th. Some way, somehow, we landed in ProBox when I got defeated by Jonathan Cardoso. But I took around a 2-week notice just for the opportunity, and that opened my doors, and it was nothing but blessings after that. So it's been a hard road up, but I mean, this is the game, you know. A lot of people don't understand that, but like for me, I'm here to fight. I love to fight. It's my only way of self-expression. So like, I feel like I'm enjoying the ride now, and I'm trying to build and become the best fighter and put up like the best version of myself every time, and continue to grow as a fighter and just enjoying the journey. You know, I really love what I do. So
what do you see in Gabriel Flores that makes you the underdog on top?
I think the styles, I believe. You know, and he's a young veteran. He's a great fighter. He has a high IQ, good boxer as well. But like I said, like I believe in myself, and I'm only getting better as the time goes by. I'm thanks to Javier again, you know, that I'm improving a lot. He's teaching me a lot. He's a great teacher, a great coach, a great trainer, and a great leader. So I'm learning every day, you know. So I believe I will pull up the upset. I believe in myself. I truly, truly do.
It's a man who believes in himself and his abilities. In this main event, Jose Dinamita Arellano, 11-2, and also, as we said, a veteran of ProBox TV. He knows what it takes to be successful here. Ramon Cardenas, successful in the main event in San Antonio, had a tough few rounds, came back because he had grit, because he'd been here before. That is Jose Arellano, with his opponent, Gabriel Flores Jr., looking to continue his rise in the sport. The Chicken Ranch Casino, they've been great. They've been treated to a night of great fights. They continue right after this.
Your next ProBox TV Contender Series fight comes to you on March 8th from Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California. In the main event, Arnold K-Guy risks a shot at a world title as he faces all-action Dangerman and multiple-time world title challenger Joet Gonzalez. Luis Correano Torres' return to ProBox against Nicholas the Axeman Walters.
Welcome back inside the Chicken Ranch Resort and Casino. Disappointing ending to our last fight. Early stoppage. Brandon Moreno keeps his undefeated record, not without controversy. Cesar Francis fighting a great fight. It was close. It was starting to go Moreno's way, and then an early stoppage. Hopefully,
early stoppage. That was one of the worst stoppages I've ever seen in my life.
That's bad.
Even calling it an early stoppage is underrating it.
Yep. That's true. We had a main event coming, hopefully, which will be drama-free when it comes to stoppages, because both these guys, absolute warriors. Of course, we caught him in his car, Gabriel Flores Jr., on the way to the gym. This is what he said.
I'm ready to put on a great car. You know, I mean, an amazing casino like Chicken Ranch, you know, right there around my neck of the woods. So it's a great opportunity, and I'm going to make the most of it. He's not shy to get hit, you know, and he's going to keep on coming. You know, his game plan is to just keep on coming, put the pressure, and try his best to slow me down. Fight night, you just always feel like nobody's better than you. Nobody could mess with you when you step in that ring. You know, you got that chip on your shoulder coming from where I come from. So it plays good in my part.
What's something Ariano is going to see from Gabriel Flores that he hasn't seen before?
Real active. You know, I feel like I'm going to be able to throw as many punches as I want, do whatever I want, ring generalship. So I feel real confident about my pace. So I feel great. I feel the best I ever felt. I've grown into it more and more as time went by. You know, my first fights at 135, you know, I was like a good 135er, but now I feel like the best to be at 135. I fully grown into it.
And now Jose Ariano, you see with the Mexican flag draped over his shoulders. Now in the ring, absolutely ready to go. Every time we talk about this fight, Paul, we talk about his aggression. Can he put Flores Jr. on his back foot? Because when you do, he's a different guy.
Yeah, and that's the case for a lot of guys, right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys are uncomfortable being on the back foot. Flores, when he's not on the back foot, is very, very good. One can be one of the best, but getting backed up is different.
Odds-wise, pretty close. Flores Jr. minus 205. Jose Ariano plus 165. Considering the background and the experience of Flores Jr., obviously decorated amateur.
Some pretty close makers are starting to watch our fights. They've probably seen Ariano fight.
They're starting to get it. That's closer than I would have expected in the odds. It's almost like they're starting to catch on. Tail of the tape. Jose Ariano from Mexico, age 30. Gabriel Flores, 6 years younger.
Remember, Jimmy, they came out of pocket last fight with a minus 350 favorite, and then he was down on 2 cards when he got a gift stoppage. So I think they toned it down a little bit for this.
Keep your eyes open. Lupe, get us going.
We continue with the action here at the Chicken Ranch Casino Resort. This is ProBox TV being presented in association with Robert Garcia's House of Champions and being sponsored by Bet Online. Wild Casino, Miller Lite, 96 calories, great taste, less filling. It tastes like Miller time. This contest, 10 rounds on the line, the WBA Continental America's lightweight title. Este duelo, 10 vueltas en juego. El título peso ligero Continental Américas de la AMB. President Gilberto Jesús Mendoza, our judges scoring the action. Los jueces son Brian Tsukamoto, Michael Rinaldi, y Dan Stell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, we're going to find out quién es el más macho. The ProBox main event is on now. Introducing first the challenger. Fighting out of the blue corner, presentando al retador oficial en la esquina azul. Vestido de negro con el tricolor mexicano. He enters wearing black with the colors of Mexico, green, white, and red. He weighed in officially at 133 1/2 pounds sobre la báscula. Marcó un peso oficial de 133 libras y media en 13 combates. Mantiene un récord de 11 victorias, con solo 2 derrotas, 6 de sus victorias por la vía del cloroformo. In 13 bouts as a pro. He maintains a record of 11 victories against only 2 losses, with 6 of those victories coming by way of KO. Puro Juarito, Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, México. José Dinamita Arellano. In the red corner, the defending champion en la esquina roja, el campeón reinante. Vestido de negro con vivos rojos. He steps in wearing black with red trim. He weighed in at 134 3/4 pounds. Su peso oficial, 134 libras y 3/4 en 27 combates. Mantiene un récord de 25 victorias. Solo 2 derrotas, 8 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. In 27 professional bouts, he maintains an outstanding record of 25 victories against only 2 losses, 8 of those victories coming by way of KO. He started from the mud. Now he enters the ring a defending champion, repping the 209, Stockton, California, Gabe Flores Jr. Our referee, Michael Margado Jr.
Let's see, you got your mouthpiece in? Come on up.
Crowd is amped for the main event, Jimmy.
209 gets a lot of respect out here.
Crowd, man. Good crowd here. Good energy. It's been like that all night, though, man. It's a good fight crowd out here. The mission's a little so-so, but the fight crowd I like.
Continental, okay?
This belt line looks good as well as this.
I was a judge in the Soltero versus Rodriguez fight, too. No. I make mental notes. So they insulted me a little bit.
Insulted him a little bit. Get ready for the movie references whenever Polly's on.
Just because the right guy won in that fight didn't mean I didn't make a mental note that one moron had a
point taken, my friend. Round number 1, ready to go in our main event.
By the way, Matt Borgerson gave us a super chat. I got to mention him. He gave us a super chat. That was the worst stoppage in pro boxing history. That was worse than the Rolly stoppage. Remember when Rolly Romero fought Ismael Barroso? That was a horrible stoppage. This one rivals that, I'll tell you that.
Oh, big left hook right away. That's a knockdown. Said only the ropes were holding him up. That's a fair point. Yes,
I'll take it. They don't always make the call, but
that was a good one.
It's not a bad call. You know,
call is if only the ropes are holding you up. It's a knockdown. Quick one. Jose Ariano, we knew he would bring the physical pressure.
Only thing now is something that's rarely done when they do that. So if that happens again, for example, if that happens to Flores, we have to expect that to be done again. Right. Yeah, you got to be consistent. Most refs don't call that. It's an good shot there by Ariano. Most refs don't count that as a knockdown, even though they have a right to, because the ropes held Ariano up.
That's right. Gabriel Flores Jr. right now in the black and red trunks. Jose Ariano in the black and Flores just got hit with a right hand. Wow.
You see Flores does look bigger.
Flores came out ready to fight tonight.
Yeah, I mean, tell you, he looked confident when he read the fighter meeting. You know, I know he was driving in the car and stuff, but you know, he had that confident demeanor about him, and he's starting out very sharp tonight. Good double hook there.
Hook. This might be over in round number 1, Paulie.
Yeah, I tell you, these shots, Ariano not super comfortable with them. But I tell you, Ariano's a tough guy. He's not going to go away that easily, but at the same time, it does look a little too small here. Or is it more comfortable lightweight, Jimmy?
Yeah, definitely. See the size disparity here. Ariano coming up in weight. The idea that Ariano can get you on your heels early, that's how he wins fights. Without that, he's got to box with a guy with real skills.
Let his arm go. Let his arm go.
Flores come out aggressive himself.
Yeah. Straight left hook, beautifully timed.
Trying to make a statement in front of the hometown crowd.
I don't know if Flores Jr. has thrown a jab yet. It's been all left hooks with that lead hand.
Yeah, and a couple of good right hands as well, lead right hands.
See the swelling on the right side of Ariano's face, right around the eye. Those are from those left hooks. Already 1 knockdown.
You gotta stop that belt.
Brilliant first round for Gabriel Flores Jr., Stockton native, in his hometown of Peru.
We start from here, okay? I need that transition to your defense sharp, right? You're throwing that jab and you're keeping that head right down that center line, right? You're trying to counter with that right hand. Okay? Look, you throw that jab, I need that head off center, right? We punch off that movement, okay? Okay, let's start getting a little bit shifty on our feet. Let's not just go forward on them, right?
Well, okay. Hey, work that stick long stuff. Don't force nothing. Just touch him and feint him.
Knockdown just 10 seconds into the fight.
Nothing hard.
Here it is. Let's take a look at it.
Good left hook, I tell you. You know what? It was a good call because it wasn't like Moreno. It wasn't like Ariano was up against the ropes. You know, he was actually on the other side, and then the hook kind of dropped him into the ropes.
He held onto the ropes with his hand. They were holding him up. We begin round number 2.
So it wasn't your typical like you stumble and you were on the ropes and you were stumbling. It actually he used the ropes to hold himself up.
Without that grab, he falls, for sure.
He fell into the ropes so he could stay up. Oh, big combination there by Ariano.
A lot of questions how this fight would start. Would Ariano start out kind of cooking, be able to get that aggression going? Well, we found out 10 seconds in that Flores is ready for that physical aggression. It wasn't just that he was bigger. The timing on his left hooks has been excellent.
Yeah. And good snappy shots. Ariano starting out round 2 pretty well here. Another good shot, little shot there. And obviously not as eye-catching these shots from Ariano. Not as much snap and power on him, but again, one thing about Ariano, he does have consistency to his style, you know. Does Flores have the same consistency? That's sort of been the knock on him, right?
It's almost, Paulie, when you study Flores Jr., which we did getting ready for this fight, it's like the tale of two guys. Either he's boxing really well and super confident, or you put him on his heels and he is out of it almost from the beginning. Yep. You know, it's in his losses, he's been really out of it. In his wins, he's looked very, very good.
Yeah, and that's what puts him on the trajectory to get those big fights, right? So, again, he's kind of in the position here where he wants to have a big stellar performance, and the fact that it's in front of his home crowd is probably even more motivation.
Ariano, for his part, on ProBox TV, fought some undefeated fighters, fought some prospects. He's had a very tough run in the last few fights.
And I'll tell you, see, quietly, Ariano's winning round 2 after a big first round by Flores. And that's what I mean about the consistency of Ariano. He doesn't have the eye catching
style of and snappiness of a Flores, but he'll be in there, and he's going to be consistent. And then in round 2, he's having himself a pretty good round with 54 seconds left.
Do one thing, but do it well. Ariano's good at putting punches together and moving forward.
Making you uncomfortable. You know? It's like, dude, get off me.
Yeah, he does
make it weird.
Right, he does the thing that gets you off your game, right? Makes it weird. That's what it is
for you. Before you know it, you're uncomfortable. You're losing some rounds.
In the corner, you're wondering what happened.
It's getting weird, man.
But what I like is that, you know, he got dropped early in the fight, but he hasn't been gunshot. Yes, he hasn't been gunshot since.
And this round will actually make him gain confidence. So he's got to sort of just honing in on the trajectory of Flores' right hands. He's able to step out of range. Now he's sort of getting the timing on them so he doesn't take them as cleanly or cleanly at all.
A little bit of a round off for Flores. Ariano starting to look good.
Hey, good rebound now.
There's nothing better than a game. Great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling, Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
Welcome back. Round number 3. As you said, good bounce back round for Ariano. He got his confidence back, was pushing Flores back.
And I'll tell you what, I'm not even shocked, man. It's like you know what? It's like that's how Ariano is. You know, he was going to come bring it now. What I'd like to see Flores sort of give the same energy that he did in round 1 and see how they get that collided. Because Ariano's going to be the same guy. He's going to be consistent. It's Flores who can look like a world beater in one round and then last round be like, oh, what happened to that guy we just saw? That's where a guy like Ariano sneaks up on you.
Round number 3. It's nothing. In the corner of Ariano, you can say, hey, look, the tough part's over, all right? You just won a round. Keep doing what you're doing. Get back into this fight. Will Flores Jr. be able to get his left hook back in the fight? Hasn't been jabbing a whole lot. A little bit to the body. More relying on exactly that check left hook.
You see Ariano back in the Flores more and more. And Ariano patiently stalking, not getting reckless. You see, because he knows the snappy shots now of Flores. He's been victimized by it in round 1. Flores not looking at the referee. What happened over here?
Yeah, got his arm caught up. He's going behind him. See, Ariano saying it's my fault. Typically not a dirty fighter.
A little rough.
Rough, definitely inside. Like this.
Shots to the body by Ariano there. You see Ariano trying to work out of there.
Hold on, stop! I got you. Stop punching. Good job. Good work. Box.
Is Flores Jr. too over-relying on that left hook? Seems like Ariano's getting the timing of it a lot better.
Yeah, and he partially lands that overhand right as well. And Flores almost putting too much weighting here. It's like he's doing some weighting, and then he tries to snap out a bunch of like little snappy, eye-catching shots, but not accurate anymore with them. So, and look, walking around the ring, that again, it's Ariano sort of forcing that pace. He's also not landing clean. But you see, cutting off the ring, bringing the pressure, forcing that mental pressure, which is the thing that has bothered Flores a lot in the past as well. Once he starts backing up consistently,
Paulie, can it be difficult to get away with something you had success with early? Like, great, like you keep going back to the left hooks, he's got the knockdown early with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes it can be a curse, so to speak. You know, you're looking for that same shot over and over again. You know, and I don't know, maybe Flores sort of thought, okay, I got a softie in front of me tonight after such an easy first round, and you know, I don't know, they told him about Ariano, but that's not what Ariano is.
They don't serve cupcakes on ProBox TV. It doesn't happen.
We can call you a veteran of ProBox TV. If we've brought you back numerous times, that means, dude, you made the right stuff. You know, you can fight. And that's where nice jab there by Flores. Didn't land cleanly, but you want to see that stuck out there a little bit more, because at least it'll give up Arellano something to think about. It'll keep Ariano disciplined at that way. Good. Nice left hook. And that's what I'm saying. When you don't use the jab, Ariano can sneak in there. And Ariano sneaks in there slyly, you know, changes levels. You see he keeps that guard up. He cuts off the ring. It's not like he's just trying to walk in the front door.
punches go. He's waiting for you to engage now to try to counter you. I need that little feint. Let him fall with something, right? That's when we're going to go ahead and come in, right?
Break clean, okay? I know you didn't mean it. You apologize.
All right, my bad. Nice deep breaths, deep breaths. You heard what I said? You get him going backwards. I want you to start working. Round 3, right?
This is for them.
Okay, fine, let your hands go. Okay. Hey, don't let, you gotta outclass this fool. Let your hands go. He can't do shit. Let your combinations go. You hear me? Let's go.
There's the advice to Flores Jr. Let your hands go. Want more punches. That inactivity has dropped off after round number 1.
Yeah. I don't want you pulling out with your head up in the air.
And honestly, it was a good first round for Flores. Very good first round. Scored a knockdown and everything.
In round number 4, Jose Ariano starting to bring that physical pressure that we knew would be his strategy coming in. That's a theme for tonight. If you're good at something, stick with it. Successful fighters tonight have done that. It hasn't always been the fighter with the biggest toolkit. I've got 2 or 3 tools, but I use them effectively.
Decision making makes a big difference in a fight. That is the most important thing. No matter how much talent you have, it's your decision making. And the decision making has to be very quick here because things change rapidly in a fight. A little combination. Again, Ariano, nothing as eye-catching as if when Flores lands, but he's consistently, putting hands on Flores.
And also, as we know, Paulie, you're an Italian fighter from Brooklyn. Boxing's cultural.
Yeah.
Flores Jr. as a Mexican-American has to know a Mexican fighter isn't going to go away for bad round number 1. He's going to still be there, right?
You gotta be,
physically, he's going to be in there.
I don't even think you got to be Mexican-American or anything to know what a Mexican fighter's reputation is going to be. You're going to fight a Mexican fighter, he's going to be on you most of the time, likely like white on rice, especially Mexican fighter from Mexico. I know Ariano lives in the States, but he's Mexican born and bred.
Yeah. You take that style with him. By the way, I'm sitting across from, down the road from Juan Manuel Marquez, who's doing our Spanish commentary. He's got knocked down 3 times against Pacquiao in round number 1.
He didn't go nowhere.
Didn't go anywhere.
And he got robbed in that draw.
Yes, a lot of people believe that. It's a similar kind of thing where Flores thought that Ariano was just going to drive and go away. Now, cut around the right eye of Flores Jr.
And that could have also been a clash of heads.
Good right hand.
Good right hand there by Ariano. But yeah, that could, I'm curious to see if that was a clash of heads because Ariano sometimes aggressive style. Good hook there by Ariano as well.
But I didn't see anything by the ref.
Yeah.
We'll see. He said punches, I believe.
Okay. Hard to see. We'll see in the truck there. Because I remember Ariano does aggressively close the gap sometimes, and there are head clashes at times.
The truck will let us know what happened, but remember, if the referee didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Couple of good
get some confirmation on that.
Couple of good jabs from Flores a second ago, but again, not consistent enough as Ariano now trying to close the gap again.
Punching it out, Jose.
Ariano, not just a rough guy. You see the savvy, the way he presses. He's not reckless in the way in his approach, He's thinking in there. Good jabs by Flores. When Flores jabs, when you're a jabber, it doesn't have to be consistent landing, but you show that jab, you show that speed, you show that rhythm, you'll keep the guy at bay at a distance where you're comfortable fighting. You make it much easier to deal with a guy like Ariano, but again, the inconsistent jab of Flores makes Ariano's life easier as far as making things uncomfortable.
10 seconds left to go. Flores trying to time Ariano coming in with that physical pressure, and they're all round. Take a look at what looks like a clash of heads now that opened up the cut.
Yeah, there it is right there. Good catch by the truck. Nice. That was a very clean headbutt. But you see again, it's accidental, but it's also Ariano's approach. He comes in a little bit rough.
That style, yeah.
We know that,
Get in there, bro.
He's also pulling him in.
Right, hey, walk him back. You step into him, Pops. Hey, stop waiting for him, bro. Hey, Pops. You don't want this close fight, bro. You already know. Hey, now it's never, bro. Let your shit go. Hey, your shit for more. Remember, we don't have to get greedy up front, right? We get greedy on those angles, okay? Nice deep breaths. Come on.
Better?
Much better. Much better. Stay focused. Stay.
Sound advice from both corners. Flores Jr.'s corner telling him, let your hands go. Stop waiting on him. He's bringing physical pressure before he throws. Dr. taking up the cut. About half a second he looked at it.
Yeah, it's not especially. They got that under control right now unless it gets worse.
Ariano's corner saying, cut the angle before you get aggressive.
Oh, good shots there by Ariano. Good shot selection as well. The jab up top, right hand down low, and another good right hand up top. It's a combination with a right hand down low and a left hook to the body. You can change your trajectory up and down to keep the anticipation, because anticipation is the best way to defend, and takes away the anticipation when you change trajectory like that. Ariano, very creative, man.
Well, Ariano, if you're going to get hit and knocked down in round number one, learn something from that. He's not coming in, as you say, through the front door and taking those check left hooks anymore.
Nah, he's feinting on his way in. He's giving different looks, even positioning his gloves in different points so that, Flores can't figure out exactly where to jab at. That's why Flores has to just
nice left hook again.
Yeah, that's where he's got to be just natural. Just let it go. Let the speed go. Even if it lands or doesn't land, it'll keep Ariano thinking.
It looks like Flores Jr. is initiating with the left hook. Ariano finishes with the left hook at the end of his combination.
Yeah. Also, Flores doesn't follow up his work. Ariano's consistent. Whether it's him getting hit or him landing, he's looking at close.
Another good left hook.
Good left hook there on the inside by Ariano. You see, again, he's the one consistent. And this can create mental stress, especially for a guy like Flores, who has shown in the past that he doesn't have that same wherewithal when he's being backed up.
What a turnaround. We thought this might not get out of round number one.
Well, we know the reputation Ariano has. We know him here at ProBox. We know him well. That's why he's here in the main event. Good shots again by Ariano. Some of them partially penetrating through that guard.
But it doesn't seem like he combos long enough for Flores to get that counter.
Yeah.
In fact, he shows up.
I mean, that's why Flores has to create it himself. I mean, when you're doing that, okay, I get it. You're trying to catch and shoot. You're trying to draw your guy in. But if that doesn't work, you got to figure out other ways to create the offense. Especially when you got a jab as good as Flores' jab. Flores has a good jab. It's inconsistent.
Brawl starting to break out here. As Flores has decided to punch rather than accept that clinch. 30 seconds left in the round.
Got a good right hand there by Ariano. You see fake downstairs with the jab. Came up top with the right hand, partially landed, partially blocked, but it's more landed than blocked. Yeah, a lot of waiting by Flores. You see, a lot of waiting, a lot of posing. A lot of good hooks there by Ariano.
Couple of good ones.
You just call that taking pictures. You pose, try to look pretty, but you gotta fight off that looking pretty.
You stay small, you can go ahead and catch those and counter those, okay? You understand? Yeah. Okay, nice deep breaths.
But lateral movement, every lateral movement in your face, Bob, the right hand. Here, get some more. Here.
You gotta know his range.
Yeah. You gotta get range, bro. You gotta catch him coming in and everything, bro. Go shoot. Hey, let's go, Bob. Let's go.
Welcome back. Round number 6. This one's scheduled for 10. We have reached the halfway point.
Just upstairs that much, okay?
What has proven to be a great comeback.
We've come to that left
for
side.
Jose Ariano. Dropped in round number 1. Since then, he's been bringing pressure, bringing the fight to the hometown Stockton fighter, Gabriel Flores Jr. Part of the story of this fight, Paulie, has been that over-reliance on that check left hook that worked in round number 1.
Yeah, and you see he tries to set it up off his jab, but again, it's redundant. It's repetitive. If that's what you want to do, you got to set it up in different ways. It's not. Mildly competitive fight, but I haven't given Flores a round since round 1. And Ariano sort of carrying the pace. Good hooks there. Ariano, even with the little short double hooks. Again, not a lot of mustard on them, but good snap. They land clean, they catch the eye, and no responses from Flores.
Come up from 130 pounds to this lightweight 135. Obviously affects the punching power, but he's been busy.
See how rough Ariano knows how to make it. See, he gets his head in the face of Flores there. You saw that little subtle things. Kind of boss on the inside. He's smaller, but you see what he did there. He put his face, not a headbutt, but it's still very uncomfortable. So he puts their head right in your face. too much waiting. Again, look at the waiting on Flores. Posing and waiting. Posing and waiting. When he's not waiting, it's the jab. I mean, it should be more consistent.
Halfway through the round. Flores Jr. in the corner.
Like you said, Jimmy, just looking for the hook and that's it. You know, looking for the check hook on the arm, that's it.
Victim of his own success in round number 1.
Stop! Listen, you're leading with your head. Right now, stop doing it. Right now.
Hard warning for leading with the head. That's what caused the cut around the right eye of Flores Jr. Comes a point, Paul, you start thinking, what's it going to take to get this guy off me?
Yeah,
Ariano
that's the thing,
moves
man.
forward very effectively.
I tell you what other point comes up with the way we've seen some judging and some refereeing tonight. It comes to the point where are we going to get another robbery? Are we going to get something of more controversy in the main event if this fight keeps going like this? Because Flores is their hometown guy, and I got him losing, and he's consistently not making an effort to change the momentum of this fight.
Bad sign.
Matter of fact, Ariano is gaining more and more confidence every round.
Yeah, the referee who had the terrible stoppage in the Cesar Francis Moreno fight is a judge for this fight. Hopefully he's a better judge than he was a referee. Once again, Ariano finishing physically strong. Just went over to the judge and gave an official warning. Here's why it happened.
Yeah, he came up. Yep. Good catch by the ref, too. That was, again, he does it very slyly. You know, actually, a lot of refs won't catch that. It's right hand to the stomach, and then you just come up. You make like you're coming up, but you come up right where his face is, you know?
My apologies, bro.
Thank you. Look, on the guys like Ariano, that's the beauty and the curse of them, too. You know, they're not super talented, but they're savvy, they're rough, they're rugged. What they do best is make you get discombobulated.
But if you're Ariano, it's almost like, but I can't worry too much about that warning. I gotta come in, and I don't let it get in your head too bad.
Yeah, you gotta also
get away
be
from
natural if you're Ariano.
Round number 7 underway. Flores Jr. You see in the red and black up against the ropes. See again, Ariano pushing forward.
You see Ariano very consistent with his pressure, but also intelligent. He knows how to take a half step back as well when he needs to, and then jump right back into the pressure. You know, he's not just walking forward to where Flores can walk him into something.
Stop. Good job. Good work. Box.
You pointed out over and over, Paulie, when he jabs, he does a great job. It's snappy, it's quick.
You see changes levels. You see that little feint. You see the little feint step back and he steps back in. He gives you that. He plays with the distance just enough to where Flores can't walk him into something and keep him away. Good hook there by Ariano. Counter jab there by Flores. Will he follow up? That's been one of the critiques for Flores tonight too. No following up. Ariano is the one following up when he lands, and he's the one following up when he gets hit as well. Good body attack comes up to the head, Jimmy.
Those short punches up against the ropes have been the story of the fight. It's again after round number 1.
Good shots there from Flores. But you see him follow up. I was going to say, good shot from Flores. But again, who's following up? It's Ariano. Flores never follows up his work. Ariano, very savvy.
Great job of making this a small ring.
Good shots again, Ariano. And even his punch selection has been very, very savvy as well, you know.
Now, Flores has done good work with his hooks in this round, but as you said, every time he does, Ariano comes back.
Yeah. And also there's too much dead spots for Flores. Even when there's been a little bit of good work. Too many dead spots, too much posing.
Easiest thing to judge is is who is moving forward, who is taking space in the ring. That has been Jose Arellano.
Sharp little right hand of Ariano. See, he's just consistent. And also, the body shots, good hook there by Flores. Body shots from Ariano also, you know, he sticks them in there once in a while. They're sort of subtle and unnoticeable, but they pile up too.
10 seconds, gentlemen. You've been respectable.
Good attempt at a counter right by Flores. Just missed.
Trying to pull counter, I want you to go ahead and just take that little half step back, right? Give him that feint, take that little half step back, let him throw, okay? And then I need you to be explosive on the entrance, okay? Nice deep breath.
When you let him walk in, he has success. Do not let him walk in. Do you hear? Yeah. Catch him coming in with the stick. All right? Sergio got you, bro. All good. All good. Hey, Pops. Feint and let your combinations go. Yep. But don't let this fool walk in. Catch him coming in.
Jr.
The lateral movement's killing him.
Good responses to the punches from Jose Ariano. Here it is, Paul.
Yeah, you see, and actually the better punch was actually landed by Ariano. Actually, with the replay, we got a clearer shot. It wasn't actually that clean of a right hand that Flores landed, right?
Paulie, it's one of those things where you talk about follow-up, you talk about consistency. That's been Ariano. You know, Flores Jr. has looked good in spots, he's looked good in spurts, but hasn't been able to put it together for an entire round since round one.
And Flores doesn't start waking up here. He's on his way to losing a decision on my card.
Punching it out. Opposite. Punching it out, guys.
Round number 8 scheduled for 10. Remember, we're in the hometown, Stockton, California, the 209, just outside of Chicken Ranch Casino. The crowd went crazy for Gabriel Flores Jr. when he made his walk-in. Can't feel good for Jose Ariano about winning a decision. Doesn't matter what happens in the ring.
Flores has to counter as well. You see, he just made Ariano miss 3 shots, no countering. You haven't done enough to just be doing your turn, my turn at this point. You gotta punch in between Ariano, and you also gotta create yourself. Good jab there by Ariano. Too much waiting for Flores. Too much waiting.
Hold your arms out. Stop wrestling. Good job. Separate. Box.
See how Ariano tries to jab with the jabber now. You can do that. You know, you jab with the jabber. Don't hook with the hooker, right? And Ariano jabbing with the jabber. He's backed up the jabber now. Look, good 1-2 there from Flores. Let's see the follow-up. This is what I want to see. Who's going to have the follow-up? Who's going to have the follow-up?
And despite being the smaller man, Jose Ariano has worn the punches well. It looks very fresh. The guy's taking some shots. He looks good in this round number 8.
Flores had good defense this round. You need to come back with something though.
Good movement. He's made Ariano miss, but hasn't made him pay very much. Good right hand by Ariano. 30 seconds left to go in the round.
Good tactical combination.
Not an easy one to score by any stretch of the imagination. Flores learning to stick and move a bit in round 8.
A good shot by Flores. Nice shot. See the sweat flying off the head of Ariano.
You just have to give him to him. Okay? He doesn't throw counters when he's receiving punches like that. Okay? I need you to stay sharp, keep those knees bent, get the head off to the right, and let's just let those punches fucking go. Okay?
I said go, bro.
How you feel, Gabe? Good.
Hey, combinations though, son, right?
That's smooth, man.
Hey, Pops, outclass him. Let's go. 2 rounds and let's go. Let those hands go. Bang, let's go.
Let the hands go in these last 2 rounds. Sound advice. Good round number 8 for Flores Jr.
Yeah, that was a good counter right hand. The hook raised, but a nice sharp counter right hand. And as Flores held his ground and instead of moving as much as he's been moving and allowed himself to throw that counter right hand and land solidly.
Round number 9. This one scheduled for 10 rounds. And the lighter man, Jose Ariano, he's worn these shots very, very well. He's taken them well, showing good chin.
And I think that's also because he's forced Flores to punch on the back foot. So maybe it's not as much sting. Backed up Flores consistently. So even when Flores has landed a couple of good shots, it's been with the momentum going backwards.
You don't realize until you start fighting yourself. A compliment they always use for the great old timers like Sugar Ray Robinson. He could hurt you moving backwards. Yeah. You don't realize how hard that is to hurt someone moving backwards.
Yeah.
Until you're in there trying to do it.
Yeah. You need their momentum to help you a lot of times, And it's hard to get Ariano. Oh, good shot there by Ariano. Partially rolled, rubbernecking by Flores, partially landed. But that's also why it's hard to hurt Ariano when you're going backwards too. He's solid with his chin too. He's taking away the momentum from you.
Your hands are free, Jose. Let your hands out. Pull your hands out. Stop punching. Stop punching. Separate. Stop punching and step back. Good.
Short punches. Those have been the key for Ariano throughout.
Partially blocked there from Flores, but no return. So again, you see, it's eye-catching. A combination thrown, the touch. Oh, good right hand there by Ariano. That was nice.
Halfway through round number 9, and Ariano.
And Flores going back to his old tactics of waiting too much. He's allowing Ariano to close the gap too much.
Ariano lands and then moves forward. He tries to capitalize.
And Ariano with a nice counter right hand. Again, partially rolled the neck. Good Flores, but part of it landed as well.
And Paul, even when he doesn't capitalize with punches after he lands, he capitalizes by then taking away more space. Right?
He's always following up. Yeah, he's following up. That's been, I think, a big difference maker in the fight is his consistency following up. He's forcing Flores to burn so much more energy. I think that's why Flores is not as active when he's moving, but he's not active punching because he's burning so much energy moving. And Ariano can kind of comfortably cut the ring and press and sort of take his time and decide what punches he's going to throw. He's looked the more comfortable of the two, especially in this round as well.
Watch your head.
Flores now holding on.
Separate, don't punch.
Looking for that check left hook again.
10 seconds, she's coming that bell.
Ariano once again walking down Flores Jr. at the end of the round. Final round coming up.
Too much movement. The commission's going to get put to the test in this fight because unless Flores has multiple knockdowns, he can't win on my card.
Come hard because he knows he's down, right?
Last round, Gabe.
I need you to make him miss. I need lateral. Don't be in front of him. Move lateral, side to side. Catch him, and then press him back and let your combinations go. 3 or 4. 3 or 4, bro. Man, the fuck up. Let's go.
Last round.
Nice deep breath. Okay? You got to drown him this round, okay? Go for the stoppage, okay? Go for the stoppage. Stay small and just let those fucking hands fly. Okay? Let those hands fly. Nice deep breaths. Come on.
That's a trainer in Ariano's corner who understands the politics of the game, who understands he's got a fighter who's had a rough go of it in his career, hasn't been treated so well by the politics a lot of times, and knows that, you're in a guy's hometown, you could be robbed, so go for it, don't sit on your laurels here.
Left hand shot! Another knockdown! And this time,
where was that? You see, where was that? The whole fight, he's been looking for it the whole fight. If only Flores would look for other things. A first round knockdown and now a 10th round knockdown. What's going on here?
Getting back to the corner to answer questions. And Flores capitalized. Good right hand again. He said he needed a knockout, and he's fighting like he needs one.
I need him to have multiple knockdowns. He got one. Let's see.
He's fighting like he needs a knockout.
Good
Another
hook.
good left hook.
And you see that, but that was the follow-up by Flores that I've been asking about.
Right hand and the legs going out from underneath Arellano for the first time.
That's the follow-up I've been asking about for Flores, Jimmy. You know, you see it about 15 seconds ago. Arellano landed a good right hand and a double hook by Flores instantly right after. Now they're trading. I'm feeling Arellano's more than willing to hold his ground here. He's not affected by the knockdown.
A couple of those follow-up shots stiffened the legs. Eyes went a little crazy there. Ariano, he's fighting. He's definitely hurt, Paul.
Yeah, but I think he's shaking off the cobwebs now. Let's see if Flores can get back on him. Because, again, if you're Flores, why are you not staying on this? Spend most of the fight not throwing punches. You got to throw them now. Good shot again. Another good right. I tell you, where was all this from Flores? This is what happens when he throws punches. And he gets on the front foot instead of, allowing himself to be pressured.
The crowd here on its feet chanting Flores. No surprise, just outside Stockton, California.
Good 1-2 there by Flores.
So far, a magnificent round number 10 for Gabriel Flores Jr. Jose Ariano has seen everything go his way since round number 2.
Now they can rob Ariano for reals. How you gonna give Ariano the fight now? He thought to go nuts.
That's the question, Paulie.
2 knockdowns scored. Ariano's gonna lose on my Flores gonna lose on my card though.
But it certainly could. Yep. 2 knockdowns, but most of the rounds have belonged to Jose Ariano.
Good 10th round though. Good action in the 10th round.
Flores though looks like he might be a little bit winded. 10 seconds left.
He went for it this round, and you see what he's capable of when he gets his hands moving and he goes for it.
But will it be enough? That is the question. Great bookends to this fight for Gabriel Flores Jr. A knockdown in round number 1, a knockdown in the 10th round. Was it enough? That's the question.
Yeah. I'll give you, on my card, it's not enough.
And here it is in round 10. Paulie finally let his hands go, finally got the knockdown.
Yeah, good. That was good. Good. The check hook. It's the same shot.
And then power punches throughout this 10th round. Credit to the chin of Jose Ariano.
Yeah, he had himself a very good round.
So your final scorecard, Paulie?
I got a 95-93. I had a 7-3. I only gave Flores 3 rounds. He got backed up the whole fight. He didn't throw punches, but he scored 2 knockdowns. He's got a knockdown in the first and a knockdown in the 10th.
Well, here's the great round number 1. Didn't think we'd be here in round 10.
Yeah, that's the thing. I gave him 3 rounds, but 2 of them he won by 2 points on my card, Yeah, we didn't think we'd be out of the first round the way it started, right? But I tell you, it's pretty impressive by Ariano the way he instantly came back in round 2 and started really asserting himself. That was something, to show the character that Ariano has, the backbone that Ariano has. And he started really backing up Flores, making his life uncomfortable. And Flores, the disappointment about Flores is he almost started accepting it. Like, all right, whatever, I'll back up. I'll fight every once in a while and then back up. You can see there's solid work by Ariano all through the fight, And then in round 10, it was like, okay, let me go for it again. And when he goes for it again, he gets another knockdown. So it's almost like this enigma that is Flores. What are you going to get out of him? We'll see. He's in his hometown. They might actually give him this one and rob Ariano. But for me, it would be a robbery even with the 2 knockdowns that he scored.
The consistency belongs to Ariano.
And I'm not very confident in this commission to not give it to Flores the way we've seen this commission act tonight.
We've seen some questionable decisions, but tonight the right guys won. Right? We got a draw that should not have been a draw on one scorecard, but the right guy won.
How do you know who would have won Francis and Moreno? You don't.
You don't. Lupe, let us know what's happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going all 10 rounds inside of the ultimate proving ground, the ProBox TV ring, we go to the scorecards. Damas y caballeros, después de completar las 10 vueltas, esta es la decisión oficial. El juez Tsukamoto anotó 95-93. Judge Tsukamoto scores about 95-93. El juez Rinaldi 99-89. Judge Rinaldi scores it 99-89. El juez Still 98-90. Judge Still scores about 98-90. All three in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Los tres a favor del vencedor por decisión unánime. From the 209 and still, all right, the WBA Continental America
99-89 we got. All right. Can we not come back here again? Can I say that right now? Do I really have to deal with this with a commission like this? I've been doing this too long, dude. I mean, I can't do it anymore. But what is this? 90? One guy at 99-89, really?
I can't fathom
90,
that.
dude. What am I doing over here? What am I doing?
Started looking hopeful when the spread was that far. Like, okay, it's got to be.
The first card was 95-93, which is what I had for Arellano. Right. You know, if you would have had it either way, 95-93. Okay, you know what? I'll even give you the benefit of that. I can't watch that fight. Watch Flores do nothing for the majority of the fight, and then give him the fight. At least if you're going to give it to him, have it close. 99-89. What'd you watch him do? Do laps around the ring? What'd you watch him do the whole fight? He scored a knockdown around 1, around 10. The rest of the fight, he did laps around the ring. What are we doing? I was complaining about how he's not throwing enough punches, how he's posing. What are you? Ronaldo obviously thought the posing was scoring points. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Between that, and you know what? I don't even know the refs. You know, one of the judges was the referee from the Moreno fight. So I don't know where they got that guy from. But that guy, incompetence on all sides. I don't know. What am I doing?
Absolutely incredible. The cards don't understand it, but Saturday, March 8th, Long Beach, California, Arnold Hegai versus Joet Gonzalez. Fantastic main event, and this is the end, except if you're on ProBox TV and YouTube, we have one more fight left to go. Switch to YouTube or the app to check that out. But we'll be back in California, March 8th, Long Beach, California. It's going to be a great card with a great main event. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It was great from top to bottom tonight here at the Chicken Ranch Casino outside Stockton, California. Had a draw, had some action from the beginning. 3-0 became 4-0. Aggression in the co-main event. And the main event, incredible stuff. We'll see you next time here on ProBox TV. I want to jinx it, but tonight's that kind of night. I mean, it's the biggest card in ProBox TV history. Expect the guys you've seen before to really show their A game tonight.
Yeah, it's a feeling in the air, man. You can feel it. It's palpable.